Coach Hubert Davis will not return. After 5 years, he was fired. He's still owed over $5 million. The NIT quarterfinals started, wins for Tulsa and New Mexico. Among the NBA games, the Knicks won their seventh in a row, 121-116 over New Orleans, 32 points for Jalen Brunson. Cleveland got 42 from Donovan Mitchell and beat Orlando 136-131. The Magic have lost 6 straight games. Charlotte ripped Sacramento 134-90. The Hornets from three-point range 26 for 55. Among the 15 NHL contests, Tampa Bay was a 6-3 winner over Minnesota. New Jersey won 6-4 at Dallas, and Colorado won again 6-2 at Pittsburgh. The Bengals re-signed quarterback Joe Flacco at age 41. New Orleans is signing quarterback Zach Wilson. The Falcons signed running back Brian Robinson. I'm Steve DeSager.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
I am untethered and my rage knows no bounds!
All I know is you never had the makings of a varsity athlete.
What is it with you and this obsession with this varsity crap? Crap.
People come to us because we don't sell them on anything.
They can't refuse because of the implication.
You wonder ever you're a bad man?
World needs bad men. We keep the other bad men from the door.
Some things are a matter of doing.
The world's greatest radio show in Tennessee.
That doesn't sound right, but I don't know enough to dispute.
And I was about to take advice from a clown who dives headfirst into the shallow end of the pool.
It's Talk Sports with John Reed and Cody McClure.
If it is to be said, so it be. So it is. So it is.
It's a Tennessee thing!
Well, I'm holding on.
Back in the booth, back on the airwaves, coming at you live from the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. John Reed, no Cody McClure, as he's on vacation on the West Coast. Kelly Cody is back. But I got my P-team, Sam Beard and Bad News Bubba, kicking off this Wednesday morning as we get closer and closer to basketball being back. Fear not, if you're waiting for some big basketball tonight, Sam, they're putting the Atlanta Hawks on ESPN, 7 o'clock.
Thank goodness.
Caw-caw! Fear not, you'll get to watch some big-time basketball to wet the beak as we wait for March Madness to resume. We got a blue blood North Carolina shaking things up that might shake up the entire country. Real cute what you did there, Bubba, on the title. Real cute. Rick Barnes going home? Question mark. Real cute. Funny. Funny even. Sam, top of the morning to you. How are you, my friend?
Top of the morning. Tired, long day yesterday. But feeling good this morning, I guess. And just one day closer to that game, went and kind of started doing a little digging on some of this Iowa State team a little bit more. But yeah, just trying to get into game mode. Watched a little bit of that TGL final. I got suckered in trying to watch Tiger, and I just got pissed off at that Tom Kim guy. I hate him. He sucks at golf, and he's just not a fun entertainment factor in that thing. Didn't get as much Tiger as I really wanted. He looks just like he's going to die whenever he swings a golf club full swing. So it's a little sad there, but did that. Watch the Preds, who are hot. I think we might need to get ready for a Preds playoff run.
I've been noticing that. I've been seeing people talk about that as a 7-game win streak. Is that what they're up to?
Yeah, I mean, they're in their last 10, they're 7-2-1. and they're now pretty squarely into they're three points clear of the second wild card spot. So, but they're also only 3 points behind that first wild card. So,
okay,
I think they're going to be hopefully in the mix for a wild card there in the playoffs. And
it's been long enough that I wonder if you'd actually get like a good Nashville crowd again in the playoffs. Of course, that used to be rocking back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, I guess almost a decade ago at this point. It was rocking. And then it kind of went mainstream and kind of lost its soul. But I feel like the Preds have been pretty bad for the last like 5 or 6 years. At least that's how I felt. I mean, maybe there's been some years that I've missed where they've been competitive and good at least. But it would interest me to see them back in the playoffs. It feels like it's been a little bit of a drought.
Yeah, I was talking about this with some of my buddies who were like diehard Preds fans, and I was like, I think the switch kind of from Fox Sports South over to like all the Bally stuff kind of coinciding with the Preds just not really being good kind of made me lose my desire to watch them a little bit. I used to watch like almost all of their games and had a good time watching the Preds, but if you get back into the playoff mix, Stanley Cup playoffs are fun when you got a team that you can get behind.
Bubba, top of the morning to you.
Top of the morning to you, John.
How are you, my friend?
I'm exhausted.
Yeah?
Yep. Body let me down yesterday with the allergies and stuff, so I didn't really sleep.
Oh, no. When I pull in and I see you here early, it makes me happy. But then when I talk to you, I realize it's usually because you just couldn't sleep.
Yeah, no, I just, after dinner or whatever, decided to kick in to the point where it's like, just, I need to go to the Allergy, Asthma, and Sinus Center.
Yeah.
And I will at some point, hopefully.
I feel like I've been telling you this for a year now to
well,
medicate yourself.
Well,
I am never going to let it go too far on my end ever again because the earache I had, the ear infection I had last year made me want to die. And I'm very paranoid now. Like if I feel any signs of discomfort, I'm going to the doctor because I was miserable last year. So I urge you to at least take some allergy medicine. It will help.
Just building character right now, John.
Yeah, I understand.
I can face adversity and see what it has to offer.
You're a young, tough man. I understand. You got to go through some of these things yourself and learn them. I'm just telling you, I went through them last year, and I ain't doing it again. I even got to the point now, Bubba, where I put some damn Ben Gay is what's on my mind. But what is it called?
Never been.
What's it called? The burns you up.
The
Vapor Rub?
Vapor Rub, yeah. That's similar to Ben Gay, right? That's what old people used to call it back in the day. It was like it's not like a homosexual thing. It's like just the name of a company, I'm pretty sure. But rub some Ben Gay on you is what I was always told growing up. But yeah, I put some Vapor Rub now under my nose before bed. It opens me up. I feel good the next day. I didn't do it last night, but I have been doing that, Bubba, and it's a little weird, but
just like that smell.
It opens me up, man. I can breathe. I can breathe at night, and I can breathe in the morning when I wake up.
Are you like hypochondriac territory after your ear infection?
No, I'm not hypochondriac. No, I'm not that. It's just I was like Bubba for a long time, and I was like, I don't need any medicine. Like I've got to the point now. Like I used to be anti, Rolaids or Tums. I was anti Tums, but I take Tums now before bed just because if I don't, and last night I didn't, again, I wake up with a little acid. Like it's like I'm drowning. I get some fluid in my damn throat. I feel like I'm drowning. If I eat like barbecue, I ate barbecue sauce last night. I know Cody would be like, of course, but I think maybe that does it. I don't know. I woke up at like 1:45 a.m. and popped a Tums. I used to be like Bubba.
Smoothies? Tums smoothies?
No smoothies. No smoothies, but I feel like it does help. And as I was chewing, I was like, it's kind of a tasty treat. These actually taste pretty good.
My friend's brother growing up used to just pop Tums.
They do taste kind of good, to be honest. I don't know what it would do to your body if you ate a bunch of them, but maybe you just have a super cool stomach and you'd get a little tasty treat. But I say all that just to say, Bub, I used to be in your shoes, and I'm trying to pass game along to you as your OG. You don't have to be tough. You could take medicine. Medicine's good for you. Did you guys do anything fun last night? Bubba, it doesn't sound like you did, Sam. It sounds like you just watched hockey.
Yeah, I got home late and didn't really want to do much, honestly.
Yeah.
I was working on the shot a little bit.
On the shot?
Put some shots up.
The jump shot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go, Bubba.
Are you preparing for basketball?
Nah, it's about that time of the year where the weather's nice again, so I like to get outside and just hit it off the backboard every now and then.
Okay. Now, I know that you have done some mechanical work lately. I know that you get out there and you do your blue-collar thing, and you take your hammer and start fixing stuff. And you've talked about being able to just pull it up on the internet or YouTube and like kind of follow along. Do you ever pull up other people, like shooting coaches' jump shots?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah?
I've absolutely watched,
Lethal Shooter? Are you watching Lethal Shooter?
That guy rules.
I will say I saw him with a rapper, Max B, an old like New York rapper, but like he was talking about how he had fixed his shot, and then I watched Max B like hit like 10 threes in a row, and he was like, "Oh my God, I'm so good now." And I was like, "Oh, maybe there's something to it." The shot did look pretty.
He does it to like every celebrity.
Yeah, but there was talk that he had ruined some NBA players.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was some talk a couple years ago that certain NBA players had gone to him and some of these like viral shooting coaches, and it had kind of messed up their jump shot. So I was wondering if it was actually legit. But with the celebrities, like I saw Max B, a month or maybe a year ago at this point, 6 months, hell, I don't remember. I saw Justin Bieber all of a sudden balling, and like Bieber was draining all these threes, and he said it was because he had gone to this shooting coach. But I did hear in the NBA circles they said that like it's
that's strange.
Yeah,
that guy just seems like a magician.
Yeah, I don't know.
I always watch videos of him just like shooting threes into a rim with like nails on it, and he's just swish after swish after swish.
Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah, and some of that stuff seems really kooky. So when I see him like shooting on like the nail backboard and like the spinning rim and stuff, I'm like, this seems like a gimmick, and this seems like
I understand it now.
Yeah, it seems like he's not a real shooting coach. So like then I hear the NBA talk about how he's not a real shooting coach and he's actually hurting some clients. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But then I see the celebrities all fix their jumper, and I'm like, is it maybe like it's a slow release? Because they all have that little step, like slow release. Maybe they're really good at horse, but it wouldn't translate to a game. I don't know. But I was just curious if Bubba was watching those videos.
I'm also watching John Bernthal play some guys in a zip-up hoodie and jeans out in Venice Beach.
John Bernthal is playing basketball with those guys?
Yeah.
Is he winning?
Brother, it looks like nobody's winning out here.
I was going to say, he doesn't seem he's one of those actors that strikes me that they would be very unathletic and bad at sports. But maybe I'm wrong.
But then after that, just watched UT baseball, and then I had to watch Hannah Montana.
You watched Hannah Montana?
I did.
Nice.
Not a fan.
Not a fan?
So pretty much they took the girl from like a podcast called Call Her Daddy, and it was pretty much like a podcast episode. And the whole time it was Hannah, a.k.a. Miley. Like, she sung a song, got the people fired up, right? And then it's like, oh, let's do our little basic podcast questions. How'd you get this job? Was it because your father's Billy Ray Cyrus, or is it just because you're young and new and coming into the world? And then it's like, oh, how'd this change your life?
What did you want? You wanted like an update like on our love life, or
maybe a new episode.
A new episode where she's like 30 years old, still like in disguise, or what?
That would have been awesome.
I assume. I've never watched it.
Instead, it was just about her and how it changed her life. And then they had Chappell Roan in there, who, by the way, really hot water right now.
Yeah, she's mean to kids.
Yeah, and she keeps trying to deny it, but then more stuff comes out, and maybe she grew up a privileged life, which takes away from her poor, that she says that she is.
Was that part of her background, is that she was like a poor girl from the wrong side of the tracks?
Yep.
But now we found out she was rich.
Possibly.
This is how I felt about Kid Rock when I realized his daddy was like a really successful car dealer.
See, I think Billy Ray Cyrus is like the opposite Kid Rock.
Okay. I mean, Achy Breaky Heart was, it doesn't really feel like American Badass. Okay, I see what you're going with.
Yeah, he's like the liberal Kid Rock, but that included no side characters from the show. So it made it seem like the whole thing was just Miley and Billy Ray, but it's like, I get it, but also like you got to have Emily Osment, you got to have Jason Earl.
I wonder if they asked and they said no, or they just didn't even bother
Mitchell
asking.
Musso. I mean, Emily Osment's still filming her Married with young Sheldon brother show.
Mm-hmm.
But then the other guy, I guess he got a DUI like in 23, so he's been quiet.
I still don't understand the Young Sheldon brother marriage show because it's called their second marriage. Like, do they get divorced and get back together?
I don't know. They try to extend that whole
Or he calls it their first marriage, which implies
Sheldon Big Bang Theory cinematic universe.
Yeah. Seems like people like the show. I mean, it seems like people like the universe. It's just the show confuses me because I'm like, is this a sitcom where like, at the end they're going to like break up? Because Dan and Roseanne, they always threaten to break up. You know what I mean? Like back in the day, Big Dan and John Goodman, of course, and Roseanne Barr. I watched some of those clips, man. They were really going at it back in the day. So I was like, are they going to end up breaking up? And then I see this George and Mindy, and I'm like, are they going to break up at the end? We don't want to see that. We don't want to see our characters break up, our marriages break up on TV. So I'm very curious where they go with it. But I don't watch any of the Young Sheldon stuff. It does look good when I watch the commercials in like a boomer type of way.
How was your afternoon, John?
I got nothing really to report. Ate some dinner with some friends. That's about it.
I'm already fed up. I had another thing I wanted to complain about.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
I'm already fed up with Thomas Rhett in the Masters.
Thomas Rhett?
You didn't like his rendition of Georgia on my mind?
I don't know what we've decided at ESPN over there, but they're just morons. Like you had the classic commercial for years for the Masters lead up. You had Ray Charles, Georgia on My Mind.
Sure.
Beautiful song, beautiful place at the Masters. It all went together. And then we just started asking these terrible country artists to make covers of this song, and they all suck at it.
So Thomas Rhett is singing Georgia on My Mind?
We had Noah Kahan do it last year. He wasn't amazing, but at least he didn't just absolutely butcher it. And this year it's Thomas Rhett.
I don't know if I remember the Noah. Is it Noah Kahan or Khan? I always call him Khan.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if I had been wrong this whole time. I feel like I hear people say Khan, but I didn't hear his, and I haven't heard Thomas Rhett's, but I did like Ray Charles's.
Yeah, there's no reason to go away from Ray Charles. I was watching that TGL, and then they just go to commercial, and there's a Masters commercial, and it's Thomas Rhett singing Georgia on My Mind, and he's just terrible at it.
Did Tiger look okay last night?
He barely even he just putted and chipped basically. They didn't have him hit many full shots.
Well, I did see him hit his wood on a par 5 and get to the out, right off the green, and they were like, "Oh, Big Daddy," because he hit his 3-wood or whatever, 270 yards or something.
I think they were still kind of expecting him to participate more than he kind of did.
I saw him hit like one driver, and they were like, "Oh, his ball speed's 170." I was like, "Is that good?" He also that's not really good when it comes to the tour these days. But it was, his body, he's broken down, so it's cool just to see him out there. He looked old though. Like I was eating dinner, and he popped up on the TV, and I was like, "Damn, he looks like Michael Jackson a little bit. Like that color's gone from his face, and he just looks old."
The news of him playing in the TGL, I was like, all right, he'll play in the Masters. Then after I saw him swing it and the way he walked off the tee sometime, there's no way he's walking up the hills of Augusta doing all this.
Not 4 times. He might be able to play 1 round, but not 4 times. I'm curious to see what kind of rating spike and viewership spike that gets, and if Tiger still moves the number, and to what degree. We'll talk about that later on if we get some numbers. College basketball, of course, front and center. And yesterday, North Carolina made it official. It was kind of a poorly kept secret that they were going to fire Hubert Davis. Kind of weird that they drug it out a couple days, I think, but they finally made it official. Last night, told Hubert Davis he's gone. Now what? Bubba says Rick Barnes going home, ? Come on, Bubba. Relax. We'll talk about it next. Stick with us.
Check out exclusive Fan Run video content on YouTube. Just search Fan Run Sports and be sure to like and subscribe.
What kind of day is it? It's a White Claw day. Grab a pack, grab your friends. Everything else in life can wait. Your friends shouldn't. Let's go. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work-hard, play-hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious, and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jacob Wilco at Knoxville Smiles. Have you ever wanted to improve the look of your smile? We know firsthand what the power of a great smile means to a person's confidence and health. Our team of doctors can provide you with an array of options for helping you achieve your cosmetic goals. From simply moving teeth into a better position, to reversible cosmetic bonding, to full mouth implant-supported dentures. It is our goal to help patients feel good about their appearance while achieving optimal health. Want to learn more? Call us at 865-539-1776 to schedule an evaluation, or visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com.
Are you ready for the start of a new season? Maybe looking for your team to go on a tournament run? Get game day ready with Crumble. Head on over to your nearest location and pick up 12 pre-selected cookies plus exclusive toppers. When you're looking for dessert options, there's no question about who you should call on. Our listeners already know. Last year, the Dubai chocolate was a home run, along with the brownie batter. Oreo crumb was another crowd favorite. What new flavor will set the standard this season? If you're in the Knoxville area, there are 3 locations ready to serve you: Clinton Highway, Parkside Drive, and Maryville. Download the Crumble app to build your best lineup and vote on the best combos. You can even put your bid in to request a new flavor. Order in the app and slide on over to your nearest location. Tell them Fan Run sent you, and as always, it's for the fans, by the fans. Don't miss the cookies.
You know, Bubba, and instead of creating distractions for our boys and Rick Barnes, you should be talking about Iowa State's coach. You should be trying to drive a wedge between them.
Yeah, that's a longer name to type, though.
It is a longer name to type, and it's a longer name to spell. And hell, sometimes I get nervous with it too. Otzelberger, is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
TJ Otzelberger, to me, is probably the most likely candidate to actually take this North Carolina job that came open. You could have tried to sow dissent among Iowa State instead of trying to rile up our own fan base. I need Iowa State's players to wonder if their coach is going to leave them for North Carolina, because, you know, he's a big name with a low buyout, and he's been pretty good at Iowa State. So let's throw a little distraction in there for him.
Is that one of the only reasons why they would look at him?
Because he's good and cheap.
Yeah. Like, what's his connection to UNC? If he has one.
I don't think he really has one.
Because it looks like he's coached at South Dakota State, UNLV, and now Iowa State. From Wisconsin.
Yeah, there's no tie there. I think it'd just be them going out and trying to hire a good young coach. And he's not even, I don't even know if you would consider him still on the young side. 48 seems about middle-aged when it comes to coaching. But, like, he's clearly got another decade in him at a high level.
Would we want him in the future?
Sure. I mean, I think Tennessee will be in a – now, I don't know if Tennessee will be able to go out big game hunting to the same level of North Carolina, just because North Carolina is still a absolute blue blood program, right? They're still thought of as a top 3 job. I thought it was funny. Jay Williams, of course, the Duke, Jay Williams, was talking earlier this week about how he's not sure North Carolina's still a blue blood anymore. I thought that was funny. That's good.
How much does like the conference, do you think, have a factor in this thing? Like, I know that North Carolina, the school itself, is a blue blood, but for a guy like Otzelberger in his case, like, in my opinion, going from the Big 12 to the ACC these days is a step down in competition.
Is that a bad thing if you're a coach? Or is it easier to win? Like, I mean, like it's like leaving a mid-tier SEC team. I mean, Iowa State's better than mid-tier. But, like, it's like leaving, a 4th or 5th ranked SEC program to go dominate the ACC in football. Would you do that? I don't know. Like, have an easier path to the playoff. Lincoln Riley did it. I don't know if Lincoln Riley regrets it. Then USC kind of got a life raft and got put in the Big Ten, and he was able to be in the big conference anyways. But, like, that was part of the reason he looked and said, hey, I'm not going to the SEC with Oklahoma. Nope, not me. I'm going to USC.
I just wonder how much those guys, value just like, the SEC loves to talk about, hey, it's, game in, game out. Like it's a grind every single day. Like, is that a harder sell to recruits in the ACC of just like, hey, is it going to be a competitive league, or do they just care? Hey, I'm going to go play for North Carolina. I'm going to make.
See, I think I think that's the key part is like it's North Carolina. Like I don't know if Miami's able to like poach somebody from a good Big 12 school and like be, hey, it's easier to win the conference here, because in basketball it's not football. In basketball you actually need your conference to be good. Like in basketball it's ideal. It behooves everyone if the conference is good. Things have gotten much easier for Tennessee as a program since the SEC has gotten good at basketball. You don't have to worry. When's the last time you worried about Tennessee making the tournament? Sincerely. At least longer than like a week. Like, I know some people this year were talking about how Tennessee wasn't going to be a tournament team after they were struggling in January. And that's fine. I think that was a little panic stuff. People get bored. People want to, freak out. But, like, I don't think Tennessee was ever really in danger of missing the tournament. I don't think I've worried about that since COVID. Like, every year you kind of know, just this schedule alone is going to most likely put you in the tournament. As long as you can walk and chew gum at the same time, or the basketball equivalent. Just ask Texas, who, got in the tournament and is now in the Sweet 16. So, like, I do think conference pride and conference stability and all that stuff matters, Sam. And I do think, like, at Iowa State, same thing. Like, you're going to be in the Big 12. You're going to be respected. You're a top program. Players are going to want to play there. And, like, as long as you go 500, you're going to be a tournament team. But at the same time, North Carolina supersedes that as far as I'm concerned. Duke, North Carolina, to me, those ACC teams still are always going to matter more than what the conference is. You could tell me that even, like, Louisville takes a little bit of hit when the ACC sucks. And that's fine. But, like, Duke and Carolina, I think, are above that. So I think every coach, and that's why I think you've seen ESPN, whenever, and John Rothstein and the college basketball guys have all pretty much put every elite coach on this list. Like every coach that is under the age of 70 has been at least talked about for North Carolina's opening. Todd Golden at Florida, Tommy Lloyd at Arizona, Nate Oates at Alabama, Dusty May at Michigan was even put on the list. Iowa State's TJ Otzenberger, and then you even go back to the NBA with Billy Donovan and Brad Stevens. All those guys get mentioned because North Carolina's that type of job.
Where's Rick Barnes?
It's funny you say that because, I mean, like, I do think, Rick Barnes being from Hickory, North Carolina, like, who knows? If he was 65 and currently on the run he's on, maybe they would call him kind of like UCLA did. But you also got to keep in mind, Bubba, North Carolina folks hate Rick Barnes. He's a local, but there's a long-standing beef there. Are you familiar when he tried to fight Dean Smith back in the day? Whenever, like, a young Rick Barnes was ready to fight like an old legend, like they got into a pretty big argument back in the day. So, like, for a long time, North Carolina fans have, like, actually kind of hated Rick Barnes. Now I think that beef has subsided, but, like, if Rick Barnes was was in his mid-60s, they might kick the tires on him. But I do think with him being over the age of 70, I don't think you could sell North Carolina. And if you're Rick Barnes, I don't think you could realistically convince yourself to go take this job knowing that you'd have to commit for another 5 or 6 years.
What about Mark Byington?
I think he'd get a look, but I think he's down. I think it's big game hunting, and then you figure it out. Like I think he would be a good tier 3 coach. Of like, hey, that we always talk about like college football hires, but like to me, Byington probably a step above Sam, but he feels a little bit like Eli Drinkwitz to me. Not in the sense that he's a dork. I'm not calling him a dork like Drinkwitz, but like, you know how like during this coaching football cycle, no school really got fired up about Drinkwitz, but everyone's like, you know what? That's a pretty safe floor. You could hire him. Like Florida, could have hired him and, probably felt like they could get to 8 or 9 wins. I think North Carolina probably looks at that and say, hey, if we strike out on everybody, we could call Byington. He'd be pretty damn good. I would imagine he'd be below Otzenberger on the list, though.
I just kind of feel like they're going to go big game hunting, and most of these guys are going to want to kind of stay put at just where they're at.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think in basketball and football and really anything in life, I mean, even, like, you don't leave something really good for something great. You don't take the chance on that. So, like, if you're at something really good or even great in its own way, like, I don't think you leave for that. You probably just posture, get a raise, try to get more power at your own school and say thanks but no thanks. Like, they were able to go big game hunting back in the day. I don't know if you really remember the pursuit of Roy Williams. I mean, I don't think you do because you'd have been like 1 year old because it happened at the end of in 2000, and then it happened again like in 2003. And he told him no the first time, but then came back. But he had even like a tie to being like an alum. Like he was a North Carolina guy. So like he was like, hey, I'm at Kansas. You don't leave Kansas for another job. But then like the heartstrings got tugged on. So he did leave Kansas for North Carolina. But, like, none of these other guys have those heartstrings that pull on. They don't have a built-in guy that they can go call. They tried that with Hubert Davis. They didn't have to go very far. Of course, he was already in the building on Roy Williams' staff. But, like, they didn't have to, to beg anybody because they had a guy that loved the school that was there. They tried that and it failed. So, like, now I don't think they're going to try to pull on any heartstrings. It's just try to go hire a big guy. But, like, Todd Golden, if you're him, and you get approached, Sam, do you listen? Like, knowing you just won a championship at Florida, 2 years ago, and that you had it rolling this year. You lost in the second round, but like the season was still really good, and you still have a really good thing going.
I mean, it'd be interesting for him because a lot of those guys too are, that Florida roster is going to look a whole lot different than what it's looked like in the last couple of years.
Yeah,
you've had all those front court guys that, have been so impressive, Houck and Chenyelu and Condon and those guys, like they're going to be gone eventually. And
are they gone this upcoming year or no?
I think you have another year of maybe Condon and Chenyelu maybe, but I know Houck is gone.
Okay.
But, new guards and stuff as well. So, like, maybe if from the perspective of just like I have to start over kind of from scratch here at Florida and maybe I'm not maybe getting the most commitment like financially, you could kind of just start fresh at North Carolina where you're going to kind of get that backing.
See, that to me is what's going to be interesting with some of these guys, especially Golden, is like he's in the SEC, he won a national championship, but he's at a football school, and John Summerall, a guy from Tulane, probably already feels like he has more power at the school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you're Todd Golden – and you could go to one of the basketball schools and one that is going to like give you everything you want to be elite at basketball, does that become appealing? Or is it ultimately just going to be leverage to get what you need from Florida and get that financial commitment? I do think Carolina's a little interesting too, though, just because they are a basketball school. They are a basketball blue blood and all those things. But keep in mind, they are trying to be good at football. They are trying to throw money at football and be interesting at football. Like it hasn't gone well for Bill Belichick, but they did hire Bill Belichick and give him a pretty big ass contract. You know what I mean? They did just have Mac Brown in a similar position where they are trying to be good at both. It's not like they're just throwing all their resources at basketball anymore. But with that being said, I do think everyone acknowledges that they have very deep pockets when it comes to basketball and a desire to be elite again. So, like, I do think they'll outspend some of these other schools.
I feel like North Carolina kind of needs to move pretty quick on this too, because I would guess that Bill Self probably going to retire over there at Kansas, and I just feel like in college basketball you really don't see big name jobs just open up much at all, and 2 in the same offseason just kind of feels like first one to the table there is going to be able to kind of get the guy they want, and some program might have to settle.
Does Kansas have any like Bill Self appointed heirs to the throne?
I don't think so.
Because it does feel like college basketball, much more than football, you try to keep it rolling. You know what I mean? Like because you're right, you don't really see big coaching jobs come open, because the ones that do kind of come open in recent memory, at least, we've kind of just said, hey, this person makes the most sense for the job. He's already on your roster. Just hire him. Give him a chance. He's already on your staff. Let him coach. You know, Duke did that with Shire. Carolina did that with Roy Williams. Those are 2 of the biggest names. So I wonder, like, if Kansas and Bill Self has any of that in place, because you're right. Like, you could make the case that Kansas and Carolina are 2 of the 3 best jobs in the country when it comes to basketball. At the very least, 2 of the best 5. It'd be kind of wild if they both came open. It would feel like football the last couple of years, how many of the big-time college football openings are coming, have come and gone. Basketball has a chance to do the same thing.
Kansas over North Carolina as a coach, just knowing that they're 2 basketball schools that know you're going to get financial backing from them, but Kansas probably in a better conference, obviously.
Yeah, and you'd probably feel like Kansas football is trying a little bit less than North Carolina football. And like you said, it's a better basketball conference, but I don't necessarily look at the conference as more stable overall. Basketball-wise, yes, but like Big 12 football and ACC football, when you take everything into account, feels to be in a similar position. Is that fair or not?
I feel like the Big 12 is probably in better standing football-wise right now.
Really? Because of just more quality teams, or just like they're not worried about losing their best programs anymore? Because the ACC still feels like they have better programs with like Florida State, Miami, and Clemson, but at the same time, Florida State and Clemson are always kind of looking to get out of there and to like leave and go to the SEC, whereas I don't think the Big 12 is really dealing with that. So maybe you're right. Maybe it's more stable. It's like a solid B tier, and it knows it's not going to be an A, but it just wants to stay a B.
Yeah.
That might be fair. I don't know if conference would come into play when it comes to Kansas versus North Carolina. I don't know what coaches value there. I also saw some rumblings that Kelvin Sampson, this might be his swan song. And Houston,
they do have a coach from the play. They're just going to hire his son.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, never mind then. I was going to say, because I think they would be looked at as I don't know if they'd be looked at as a big job or not, because Sampson said they're broke and ain't got no money, but they are in like the 3rd biggest city in America, 4th biggest city in America, whatever, and in a good conference, good program. They've had it running, but I didn't realize his son was there waiting. Okay.
I'm pretty sure they've already like named him as the coach in waiting.
All that being said, I do feel like we need Rick Barnes to like keep that fire going. Like, you don't want to be like making a coaching hire. You don't want to be having to make a move. So like, if there are any, inklings that Rick Barnes wants to retire after this year, like Sampson, and kind of, ride off, I hope it doesn't happen. I hope Rick Barnes is rejuvenated and wants to stick around, because Duke, or not Duke, North Carolina and Kansas are, maybe going to be in the market. You don't want to be there as well. You'd feel like Auburn football while all the big boys are trying to make hires.
Bruce Pearl.
I don't think Bruce Pearl would get the either the Kansas or the North Carolina job. I don't think so. I do think if Kentucky fired Pope, that maybe they would call Bruce Pearl. Maybe. I do think they would at least probably like kick the tires on him, and that Bruce Pearl would be interested, because I do think the SEC ties matter there. I don't think Kansas or Carolina would even entertain it, but Kentucky might.
I saw Kentucky fans online already mad. Someone tweeted all those buyouts of those coaches, and they were like, "You're telling me TJ Otzelberger's buyout was $4 million and we chose Mark Pope?"
Yeah, and if you're them, like maybe they're in a similar position of what I just said about Tennessee. Like maybe, and I know the Kentucky brand is big, but like maybe they don't want to be making a coaching hire right now either, because Carolina at least feels stable, more stable than Kentucky does. Kansas, of course, feels more stable than Kentucky does. So maybe if you're them, your hand kind of gets forced, and you're just like, hey, we're going to ride this out with Pope. But yeah, the Otzelberger $4 million buyout, to me, makes him make the most sense of the candidates. We'll kind of look at the candidates and go by the, and talk about them kind of one by one. But I do think Carolina coming open has a chance to knock some dominoes over. If they do kick the tires and Todd Golden is interested, well, then of course Florida scrambles. Sam brought up, Vanderbilt's coach. I could use Vanderbilt's coach leaving and them just kind of going back to being a nothing. I could get back on board with that. We'll dive into it a little bit more on the other side. We'll take your comments over in the YouTube chat. Hang out with us on YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment, share with your friends, all those things. Stick with us. It's Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
Check out exclusive Fan Run video content on YouTube. Just search Fan Run Sports and be sure to like and subscribe.
Hey, it's Russell Smith here for ECR Total Landscapes. I had the ECR crew out to my house last year to remove multiple trees on my property, and I couldn't be more satisfied with the work they did. Not only did they cut down several trees that were too close to my house, they also grinded the stumps and cleaned up the work site, leaving my yard looking better than before. Take it from me. If you've got a dangerous, overgrown, or storm-damaged tree that's threatening your home, your car, or your family, don't risk it. Do what I did. Call ECR Total Landscapes for a free estimate. Tell them Fan Run Radio sent you. 865-384-2012. That's 865-384-2012. Your local tree cutting experts. These guys get the job done. Check out their website, ECRTotalLandscapes.com.
Surfside is made with vodka, real tea, and real juice, and has only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right. No bubbles, no troubles. That's why Surfside was named the 2025 Spirit Brand of the Year by MarketWatch. Their variety packs come with options: iced tea, lemonade, or green tea. Find your flavor by trying them all. Surfside. Sunshine in a can. Must be 21 or older to enjoy. Party smart.
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game, Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Barley's has live music on weekends, general team trivia on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., and now live sports trivia courtesy of the Knoxville Trivia Guys every Thursday night upstairs. The game starts at 7 p.m. and is free to play for everyone, so head on down to the Old City and show off your sports knowledge and win gift cards to Barley's. Use those gift cards to buy some delicious food and drinks, and you can take it all in with their wide selection of TVs and indoor projectors. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
With all that being said, Sam, what we talked about, if you were North Carolina, who are you calling first? Do you go to the NBA? Is it Brad Stevens?
Well, they already called him. He said no.
I was gonna say I was telling people that I was talking with some friends about this. And I was like, Brad Stevens ain't getting back into coaching. Like, he is probably the second best GM right now in the NBA. And a big part of why he wanted to go to the front office was he was tired of traveling and tired of coaching. And like, if you didn't want the NBA grind, I don't think he wants college basketball grind in 2026. Like, I think he's cool with like having roots planted and being in a front office and being just kind of a wizard there.
That's still just like my favorite bit ever. Any college basketball job comes open and they're just like, got to make Brad Stevens say no.
You make Brad Stevens say no. You make Billy Donovan say no. Hell, what about Jay Wright? Like, it's like all three of those things. So I didn't realize Brad Stevens had already said no. Maybe they hadn't even actually asked. Maybe he just went ahead and said, "Hey, agent, go ahead and tell them I'm not interested. Don't call my phone."
Does he have maybe like the best basketball career arc in terms of like a coach? Just like go dominate a mid-major, like elevate the ceiling of that program, elevate as a coach, obviously, to the highest level. I mean, he was somewhat successful as an NBA coach, right?
I can't say the best because, like, Pat Riley, we went through Pat Riley's resume, as a coach and executive, even Phil Jackson, as a coach, well, as a player and a coach, not so much as an executive, but like, no. And Stevens, I think you hit the nail there. There's two things you said. Like, he elevated Butler's program, but that hasn't sustained. And it's not like he turned Butler into the new Gonzaga. Like, they've kind of gone back into almost mediocrity. It feels like they've been irrelevant as far as I'm concerned in college basketball, really since he left. I know they had a couple of years. Was it Holtman that was there a couple of years? They were all right. But like, Butler didn't sustain, so I don't even know if like he considers himself a Butler, or obviously he's a legend, but you know what I mean? Like, it's like he's a hero there that like changed their stars forever.
I just feel like he's gotten out at the perfect time every single time and elevated himself into a better role every single time.
Well, no, he has 100% done that. Like, he has played the Game of Thrones very well. Like,
he's climbed the career ladder perfectly.
Yeah, no, he has played. Saying. You're right about that. Like, he maximized his time at Butler and got out before it got stale. It wasn't like he didn't necessarily leave after the second trip to the national championship either, right? Didn't he stay like another year or two?
I think so, yeah.
So it's not like he even jumped off the ship and made him mad. He gave it another try, and then it's like, you know what? This isn't going to be sustainable. I'm out. And with the Celtics, like, yeah, he left before it got ugly there because it was possibly going to get ugly there, and he maybe wasn't getting through to all the young players to that level, but instead of getting fired, went to the front office and has been really, really good at that. So, I mean, like, just the wizardry he's worked this year, not to bog you down with the minutia, but like, they were kind of in salary cap hell, trending that way. And he made some really good moves around the edges that saved them hundreds of millions of dollars in luxury tax penalties and second apron penalties. He made some good moves, getting rid of Kristaps Porzingis, getting rid of him, getting rid of Drew Holiday, getting rid of some of those guys that just didn't really necessarily move the needle. But obviously Boston's still competitive. He's been really, really good. So take Brad Stevens off the list, Sam. Who would be your number one option for North Carolina? Bubba, have your answer ready too, and you better not say Rick Barnes.
I do think just you talk overall coach and like buyout money. I do think Otzelberger is probably your best and most realistic option. But I said it yesterday. I would give him a call. I'd go Ben McCollum too. I know that he hasn't won at the highest level, but I think in today's day and age, you said it yesterday with him kind of being a Signetti type of guy, but I think you just got to hire guys that have winning in their DNA, and even if it's not at the highest level, he's done it at every level he's been at.
Do you think North Carolina fans would be accepting of that?
I think you'd have to, right?
I don't know. I don't know what their mindset is, like, because I do think they're going to feel like they need to go out and get an established winner. This guy is an established winner, but like, he is not an established big name. I don't know what they want, because if you look at his resume, he's a winner. But like, could you not have said that about Kim Caldwell? And then like, now that when you get into the fire, you're like, yeah, she won at some places. Like, she was really good in D2 and she was really good at Marshall, but like, she hadn't really done it at a big level. Like, McCollum hasn't done it at a big level yet. They were an 8 seed, 9 seed in the tournament. So, like, I mean, they didn't have like a magical year at Iowa or anything. It's not like he had them in the top 10 in the country. they're in the Sweet 16 and they beat Florida. I give them props there, but like, I don't know if he did enough winning in year one to like get the winner tag just yet from a blue blood trying to make a splash higher.
I mean, I think he's just like a guy that's gone in and like immediately changed team. Like, he went and won national titles, D2, went to Drake, immediately made them an NCAA tournament team, won an NCAA tournament game last year at Drake, and then, takes a step up in competition, goes to Iowa and gets them to the Sweet 16. Like, it's not sexy. I know what you're saying. Like, he's not going out there and winning 30 games off the bat at Iowa, but I do think he's elevated teams every single year he's gone out there.
I think he's a really good coach. I just wonder, like, if
I think his style of play would maybe be the turnoff for some North Carolina fans. He's just like, hey, we're going to take out 23 seconds of the shot clock and we're going to shoot it at the very end.
So he grinds it out.
Yeah.
Okay. I hadn't really watched them play. I watched the Florida game, but really I only watched the final, 10 minutes of that game.
So I wonder, if North Carolina wants to go get your flashy 5-star NBA players type of thing, are they going to be guys that are cool with passing it around the perimeter for 15 seconds, driving and cutting, and then just shooting with 6 or 7 on the shot clock?
I don't know who's making this hire because their AD is leaving. Now he's leaving at the end of the calendar year, the school year, whatever, however you want to phrase it. Like he's leaving in the summer, and they're bringing in a guy from NASCAR. Bubba, who the hell is Steve Newmark? It says he's a long-term, NASCAR executive. Like, is that a big guy? Is a big name? I don't know. Like that's their new AD though. It says long-term or former NASCAR executive.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of unfamiliar with this guy.
And I don't expect you to know every executive.
I don't really
in
pay
NASCAR.
attention, to the guys behind the teams.
I just didn't know if he was a big name that you did know, because it feels like a weird hire. But like they're bringing him in, so like, does he get to make this hire, or does Cunningham, who's like the lamest of ducks, just a couple months left on his contract, does he get to make the hire? Will it be like a board of trustees? Will they get like a search firm? Will they have a committee? I don't know. Bubba, who would be your number one on the list if you were hiring somebody from North Carolina?
Recency biased, Tommy Lloyd.
Okay.
Second pick would be Brad Underwood.
Lloyd, to me, when I saw his name, it felt like he's a West Coast guy and he wouldn't leave. Like he feels kind of like Todd Golden in that sense of like, you're already at a good enough job. Why would you leave? Like Lloyd's from Washington State. He, of course, coached at Gonzaga for 20 years. He's been really good at Arizona.
Southern sounding name, though. Tommy Lloyd from North Carolina.
Okay, sure. But to me, he's a West Coast guy and at a top 10 job already at Arizona. I'm not saying you're wrong because the prompt was just who do you call. So, I mean, I think that's a completely fair answer. I think he would just position and posture and get a raise and get more power at Arizona. Do you think Scott Drew regrets not taking the Kentucky job? Because things ain't been going great at Baylor.
No.
And now his name's not even going to get mentioned for like a job like this. He could have been at Kentucky. And maybe he knew that he didn't have what it took. And he's like, you know what? They'll be a lot nicer to me if I'm not very good at Baylor. They'll still remember that national championship. They'll treat me with kindly with kids' gloves. They'll be mean to me at Kentucky. But it is funny. He's kind of doing the whole David Shaw thing where maybe could have went and got a better job. Now you're kind of stuck at a place that kind of a dead end, which is weird about saying about a national championship program. But like that felt like lightning in a bottle for Baylor, and that they've kind of slipped back to being just another mid program.
You think that Brad Underwood would hold out to take over Kansas?
I don't know how Brad Underwood feels. Is there a tie there with Kansas, or you just don't think he's happy at Illinois?
He was born apparently in McPherson, Kansas.
Okay. I mean, I know he likes getting all those damn, Eastern Europeans to come play ball, and there's a big Eastern European population in Chicago. Hell, maybe he's got a nice little pipeline there. Maybe he's got some love there in Illinois. I don't know, but yeah, he is from Kansas.
Apparently, Bill Self was his host when he went on to a recruiting visit at Oklahoma State.
Okay, went to he played basketball at Kansas State for a couple years.
I'm going to cross him off the list.
I don't think him playing at Kansas State disqualifies him from still loving Kansas, though. I don't think.
No, for the North Carolina job.
Oh, for the North Carolina job. Okay, gotcha. So, yeah, he probably would want to stay. Like, Kansas, yeah, they call me, I'll listen, but North Carolina,
Who are you choosing?
Buzz Peterson. He used to be roommates with Michael Jordan. Give Buzz a chance. I think he got a raw deal here at Tennessee. I think he's got what it takes. Give him a call. Give him a chance.
Donnie Tyndall?
You know, I am going to be rooting for Donnie. Donnie's about to be back in coaching, and I'm going to root for Donnie. Nate Oates, his buyout goes down to $10 million on April 1st. It's $18 million right now, but like after a week, it goes down to $10 million, which I think $10 million you can easily bite that bullet. Now, I have always heard that Nate Oates has some legal stuff with his kids that makes it really hard for him to leave the state of Alabama. Like after he got divorced, like basically like his custody agreement, he had to be in the state, like employed in the state of Alabama. So he'd have to like kind of sadly like give up some of his rights with his kids, which I don't know if he'd want to do that. I don't know if he'd want to sell his soul. Make your Nate Oates selling soul jokes. I get it, but like I don't know if he'd want to do that as a father. I don't know what type of dad he is, but I've always heard that people talking about that in circles. It's been rumored for a couple of years. The last, like when the Michigan job was open, that was a big talking point when they were trying to like maybe kick the tires on him, was that Nate can't really leave the state.
When did that happen?
He got divorced like I want to say 3 years ago. I want to say it was around the time of the Brandon Miller stuff, but I might be wrong. But like there was
Did
divorce.
the courts do that to make Nate Oates stay in Alabama forever?
I don't know. I don't know. I know there's certain things in custody battles where, yeah, the parents can't necessarily move the kids and all that stuff. I don't know what the rules were there. It'd be nice if it was a savvy Alabama judge just being like, "You're staying here, brother. You ain't going nowhere." But if I'm Alabama, like that's a pretty good, like realistic. I don't know if Nate Oates is tier 1, like if he's an A-level coach, but like if he's not, he's really, really damn close. I'd probably say he is. You know, like bias aside and like Alabama hatred aside and Nate Oates being a scumbag aside, like he's probably comfortably a top 10 coach in the sport, right? If you're him, like the North Carolina brand is obviously much bigger than the Alabama brand, but the Alabama basketball brand is yours. So I don't know. I don't know what he would value there. It feels like all those coaches that we've kind of talked about, except Otzelberger, like, you know, Todd Golden, Tommy Lloyd, Nate Oates, and even Dusty May on the list. Like, it feels like they're all at places that they could probably just leverage and get more money. And like I said, getting coaches to leave a good situation for a potential great one is kind of tough because the pressure just goes up. It is fascinating, though, because some dominoes will fall. And like you said with Kansas, what do they do? Does it force them to make Bill Self make a decision early? Like, hey, brother, we need to know. We need to know what you're going to do. Some college basketball news here on this Wednesday morning. Hour 1 in the books. We'll kick off hour 2 with some headlines. It's Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
The flagship station for Tennessee football. Fans. Fan Run Radio.
Blackford Veterinary Surgery Referral specializes in surgeries not regularly performed by your pet's general veterinarian. They're currently accepting referrals from vets all across the country. With their newly renovated state-of-the-art surgery center and highly trained staff, clients can rely on professional and thorough care. If your vet says that your pet needs surgery or rehab, ask for a referral to Blackford Vet and let them get your best friend back on its feet. Located conveniently in West Knoxville. For more information, visit blackfordvetsurgery.com.
Surfside is made with vodka, real tea, and real juice, and has only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right. No bubbles, no troubles. That's why Surfside was named the 2025 Spirit Brand of the Year by MarketWatch. Their variety packs come with options: iced tea, lemonade, or green tea. Find your flavor by trying them all. Surfside, sunshine in a can. Must be 21 or older to enjoy. Party smart.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Citizens
National Bank.
Life is more fun with a Good Life checking account from Citizens National Bank, offering extra benefits including bank travel. This September, experience the perfect fall getaway on the New England Rails and Sails Tour, or join CNB in October to chase the Northern Lights in Iceland. Get in on the fun by calling 865-429-7935.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
Surfside is made with vodka, real tea, and real juice, and has only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right. No bubbles, no troubles. That's why Surfside was named the 2025 Spirit Brand of the Year by MarketWatch. Their variety packs come with options: iced tea, lemonade, or green tea. Find your flavor by trying them all. Surfside. Sunshine in a can. Must be 21 or older to enjoy. Party smart.
Barley's has live music on weekends, general team trivia on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., and now live sports trivia courtesy of the Knoxville Trivia Guys every Thursday night upstairs. The game starts at 7 p.m. and is free to play for everyone, so head on down to the Old City and show off your sports knowledge and win gift cards to Barley's. Use those gift cards to buy some delicious food and drinks, and you can take it all in with their wide selection of TVs and indoor projectors. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Are you tired of waiting on interest rates to drop before you start saving money? I'm Chris Burleson with University Lending Group, and I've got a better way. With a traditional closed-end mortgage, most of your payment goes straight to interest, not your balance. But with my Smart Loan, every deposit you make cuts your principal immediately and reduces interest in real time. On average, my clients pay off their mortgage in just 7 years. Call me today at 865-388-7634 or visit smartloantn.com and let's turn your income into financial freedom. NMLS number 332941.
It was an unmitigated disaster. It was coaching malpractice.
You're listening to Talk Sports.
Everything that could have gone wrong seemed like it went wrong. It seemed like no one had answers. And like I said, the most depressing part of it was it seemed like no one really cared.
Airing every day
from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
And to me, this is one of those things. It's like, you know, I don't know if he should be fired, but if he was a fireman, I feel like he just brought gasoline to the blaze instead of a water hose. If he was a nurse, it's like he just pulled the plug on a healthy patient. If he was a waiter, he just peed in the kid's lemonade. You get the point. You compare it to other occupations. I mean, I'm not saying he should be fired, but this is a pretty bad offense.
On 1340 WKGN.
I feel like if you pulled the plug on a healthy patient, they would just live. Like, if you pulled my plug right now, like, my heart would keep beating.
You get the point. Good point by you, but you understand what I was going for here.
Hour number 2 kicking off here in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. Drink the lights. Refreshing White Claw Hard Seltzer. Drink it responsibly. Must be 21 or older. Shout out to our boys over at Cherokee Distributing locally. Shout out to White Claw Hard Seltzer. Tournament time. White Claw time. Can't wait to drink some in Chicago this weekend, overlooking the river, bundled up. Hopefully watching the boys advance to another Elite Eights. Let's kick off hour 2 with some headlines. What you got for us, P-Team?
Well, I'm curious if the river's still going to be green up there, up in Chi-Town. But
yeah, how long does that last? Do they dye it back immediately, or
I'm pretty sure it just like fades away after a week or so, probably.
Yeah, so maybe.
A woman in L.A. claims Puka Nacua made an anti-Semitic comment and later bit her so hard he broke her skin. Allegations, the Ramstar says, are total BS.
The picture of this is just wild.
The picture of the bite mark?
Yeah. I mean, it looks like it's an x-ray at the dentist. He bit him so hard.
Yeah, it almost looked fake to me. That I was like, how the hell would somebody actually bite somebody like that? I don't know how I feel about Puka.
Is he freaky or is he just a freak?
Well, no,
That's
I
your
don't.
guy, John.
I know. I was going to say he is my guy. He's he's maybe my favorite football player that's not a Titan. Like I always have somebody that has that mantle. And like for a while it was George Kittle. I think now Puka is like taking that mantle. I like watching him play football more than anybody. But he does seem to be a little bit of a wild card between him doing that dance on that stream that he knew was going to get him in trouble, to now being accused. I mean, this woman saying like he bit her. It wasn't in a sexual manner, right, Bubba? It was him biting her, saying he hates Jews, right? Wasn't that the allegation?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, like the allegation wasn't that it was like a bedroom romp going wrong and he bit her too hard and she didn't like it. The implication is they were just arguing. He said he hates Jewish people and then bit her on the shoulder. Which seems kind of crazy.
During dinner, allegedly said, F all the Jews.
So he's eating dinner with her, said that, then bit her?
Yeah. And then, unfortunately, this was just the first act in what became an escalating course of rude or vulgar, threatening, violent, and harassing conduct.
Yeah, like, I do think that he is probably a little questionable off the field. But I do think he's just like a meathead. But also, like, hell, I mean, he goes across the middle. He gets hit a lot. You know, he might have early onset CTE. I don't know.
Or maybe he's Puka just out of nowhere dropped his head into her girlfriend's lap and crotch area and bit her thumb so forcefully that she screamed in acute pain before turning to her and biting her left shoulder and breaking skin.
So he's just going around biting these women?
He's a biter. He's like a little kid teething.
Well, I mean, like, I don't know if you're familiar with what happened to Marv Albert. Have you remember Marv Albert?
Yeah.
Are you familiar with his biting story?
No.
Oh no, Marv Albert is what Bubba thought Puka was. Marv Albert's a freak. He had a woman in his hotel room that he bit her butt and like broke the skin, and she sued him, and like he got in trouble for that. I don't know if you've ever heard Kanye West has a line though in like one of his songs where he says, "I got a little freaky like Marvin Albert." It's out there. The details, you just got to Google Marv Albert biting, and it comes up. But Puka's just doing this out in public and biting people's thumbs and shoulders. But the Rams say it's not true? Is that what you said? The Rams said this is false?
He said it's false.
Puka said it's false? Okay.
I feel like this would make sense why the Rams were like, hey, what's the price on A.J. Brown?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe they looked at this and said, hey, we'll trade you Puka for A.J. Brown. You give us a first-round pick to go along with it. Maybe they know he's a ticking time bomb.
We have Mac McClung become the all-time point scorer in the G League.
Not for a career, for a single game, right? He scored 59. I think he scored 59, which was a record. So he is the basically the Bam Adebayo of the G League. Which, I mean, good for him. I don't think Matt McClung is ever going to really have a shot in the NBA again, just because I just don't think he plays any defense. I'm kind of surprised he hasn't just gone overseas, because I think he could make a lot of money with his athleticism. I think he'd be a really good overseas player, and they'd probably love watching him fly around and dunk. I give him credit for just kind of sticking it out in the G League, trying to get in the NBA and try to accomplish that dream. I just don't see it happening with this style of play. Where he sticks. I mean, I know he's played NBA games before, but like he hasn't stuck, obviously.
Now, John, you might have to explain this to me a little bit, but apparently the NBA Players Union calling for a 65-game rule change, and I guess this is in regards to postseason awards and Cade Cunningham.
They're trying to right a wrong. They're trying to right a wrong because they overreacted. So, Bubba, you probably heard the conversation over the last couple of years in the NBA about load management and how players don't play enough games. So to try to affect their legacy, their contracts, and all of the such, the NBA put this 65-game rule in, which is if you want to be an MVP, if you want to make a first-team All-NBA, which, for certain accolades and awards, you get more money. Like you're more eligible for what they call the supermax. If you're actually one of the elite players, your money goes up each year. So like getting these accolades and making these teams is important. So to try to combat that and to try to like force guys' hands, they put in the 65 game rule, Bubba, which is like, hey, you got to play at least 65 games to be eligible for any postseason awards. The spirit of the rule is to try to make guys want to play back-to-back games, to not sit out, to take these games seriously. Now, Cade Cunningham, who has exemplified that throughout the season, has a legitimate injury. Like he has a collapsed lung. Like he has a legitimate injury. He's not just load managing. He's, can't breathe. Like he's in danger. So like they're going to essentially not be able to vote him as an All-NBA player, which he deserves to be first-team All-NBA, which is a big accolade when you look back at people's history, when you're arguing with people online about where they stand, they're standing in the league, like being able to say, hey, I was first-team All-NBA, that's a big deal. So him going from potential MVP guy to not making an All-NBA team just doesn't feel right because he's played 61 games. And he's been out, the last week. So, like, he really didn't take much time off, maybe a game here or there. Like, we've only been at like 70 already. So, like, he's missed like the last 5. So, do the math yourself. But, like, he played 61 games. Spirit of the law, he's not sitting out to load manage. He's actually hurt. So, like, I think people are saying it's not fair that he's going to miss out on this. So, they're trying to say, hey, we need to move this and reconsider it.
You should create, like, first-team all-injury.
Hey, he would have been – I mean, I think – see, I don't know. I think there's been a push to, like, say minutes matter more than games played. Because, like, if you do the math there, he's played over 2,000 minutes, and 2,000 minutes is kind of the cutoff that people say, like, that's a standard NBA season for guys. So, like, even in his 61 games, he's already hit the 2,000-minute mark. So versus games, you could say, hey, I played a lot, and I played a lot when I was out there. It wasn't like I came out and played 5 minutes and then sat. Because technically, you could do that.
I feel like that's probably the best way to do it because, like, everyone was just complaining of, like, the star players that I come to watch are sitting out in the game. But if it's a minutes thing, even if you're, like, short on minutes, a player's still going to have to go out there that, the LeBron Jameses of the world that you're going to want to see. Even if it's a blowout, they're going to still have to stay in the game for at least a little bit. In terms to kind of like meet that minute threshold.
I don't know how drastic it would be because like at 61 games and 34 minutes a game, he hits the threshold. So like I don't think you couldn't do both. You couldn't sit out then sit out blowouts. You'd have to pick one or the other. So like whenever he's playing, he plays typically. So yeah, like the players have all kind of said like, hey, this is unfair. Now they collectively bargained for it. Like they agreed to it just a couple years ago. So like it's kind of on them, but the belief is that they'll go back and try to figure out a new alternative. And I wouldn't be surprised if it gets knocked down to like 58 games, 2,000 minutes.
Does that get negotiated like every year?
No,
CBA or what?
Typically, like I want to say it's like a 10-year agreement, but like there's outs on each side after like 5 years, so like they can go in and start tinkering and doing stuff. But if they ever get together and want to change something, they can. So like if both sides are like, hey, we need to fix something, they can go in and do it before the agreement's up. It's just they can't like force the other side's hands. Anything else?
Yes. We have Joe Flacco, 41.
Joe Flacco.
Cincinnati Bengals. Deal up to $9 million.
Oh, he's back.
He is.
$6 million. On one hand, felt steep. On the other hand, I was like, he's 41 years old. I guess they got to pay him something. Just on
he's got to be their starter for at least half the year.
Whenever Joe Burrow decides he wants to go like train for the Olympic flag football team or to run out and try to find a new girl or try to be famous doing something. Do you think everyone's kind of soured on Joe Burrow to the level I've been soured on for the last couple of years? I feel like Joe Burrow's gone from winner guy to like, okay, what's the deal with this guy?
Apparently there's more stuff unrelated to him, but his girlfriend or like ex-girlfriend, Olivia Ponton or something like that.
Uh-huh.
And she has quite an online past.
She said some racist stuff.
She's been caught in videos where she's slinging around guns and music and other stuff.
I didn't know if she was posting racial stuff in a foot chat like Doja Cat or whatever. Like I didn't know if she had that type of questionable background. I do feel like the narrative has kind of shifted on Burrow though. Like I saw a lot of that whenever he was playing the flag football. Him putting his ACL on the line for no reason. A guy that can't stay healthy out there doing all that stuff. The winning shine has kind of worn off him, I think.
He wasn't the one doing the winning. It was his kicker and his defense.
He always is going to have a spot on my bad list because of that. Damn. That's sad.
I'll never get over that game.
I'll get over it if we actually win a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll be able to rest after that, but until then, probably not. Some SEC baseball news. Vanderbilt's ace, Austin Nye, officially out for the season, according to Tim Corbin. He'd been out since, the end of February. He'd only pitched 3 times this year, but he was thought to be he's thought to be their ace, one of their more important players on the team. But he's out for the year. Tim Corbin said it yesterday, which is bad for Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt needs pitching help. They have a league worst ERA. Their team ERA sits at 5.58, which is more than a run, or basically a run more than the 15th place team. Their pitching staff has been really bad.
2 worst pitching staffs in the SEC is your next couple series, LSU and Vandy.
Oh, phew. I thought you were going to say we were the second worst.
No.
That doesn't feel right.
We're at 4th.
Okay, I was going to say, I thought our pitching's been pretty good. So the 2 worst in the SEC are Vandy and LSU.
Mm-hmm.
Is LSU feels like most of their problems are in the bullpen, or do they just suck at the starting too?
I feel like they've just kind of been brutal all the way around.
I got a buddy who's a big LSU baseball fan. He was telling me their bullpen sucks, so maybe they do suck.
He probably knows more than me. I haven't been locked into LSU baseball necessarily, but
maybe the starters
doesn't really
too.
feel like anything's going right over there for them.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy because Jay Johnson won that second World Series. He won that second championship, or else I think we'd have some weird conversations about him already. But I think you get the year from hell after a championship. I think people give them that grace. But hell, them and Vanderbilt both in danger of missing the tournament. They might be towards the bottom of the damn league. If it was the old school, they might not make the SEC tournament. If it was the old days. But yeah, Vanderbilt, bad news for them as they lose their pitcher. They were able to get a walk-off run rule win against Tennessee Tech last night, but then got some bad news. I imagine that's pretty deflating for that fan base and maybe in that clubhouse. Tennessee, on the other hand, winners. We'll talk a little baseball coming up after the break. Stick with us. Let's talk sports on Fan Run Radio.
The flagship station for Tennessee fans. This is Fan Run Radio.
White Claw is taking hard seltzer to new heights with White Claw Surge. At 8% alcohol, White Claw Surge is a stronger wave of refreshment that doesn't compromise on taste. Available in 4 bold waves of flavor like ripe blackberry, citrusy blood orange, zesty natural lime, and tart cranberry. Check out your favorite retailer in-store and online for the White Claw Surge Variety 12-pack and 16-ounce single-serve cans. White Claw Surge. Please drink responsibly.
In a world filled with deadlines and screens, sometimes we forget the simple joys of life, days filled with special moments. At Inward Half, we understand the essence of these moments. Feel the difference between our breathable fabrics and flexible apparel as you disconnect from the hustle and bustle and reconnect with what truly matters. Inward Half, simple luxury for on and off the course.
Smoky Mountain Brewery is the place to be for game day. From the moment you walk in, it's wall-to-wall big screens, making Smoky Mountain Brewery the perfect place to watch the Vols or your favorite team in action. With locations in Turkey Creek, Maryville, Pigeon Forge, and Gatlinburg, you're never far away from a great time at Smoky Mountain Brewery. Try one of their world-famous microbrews like Black Bear Ale, Mountain Light, or Cherokee Ale. Juicy burgers, wings that bring the heat, and delicious handmade pizzas made with hand-tossed crust from the freshest ingredients and their own special sauce from a secret recipe, topped off with hand-grated cheese and farm-fresh toppings. And don't forget, those famous microbrews are also available in kegs for your next party or in 6-packs and growlers to go. So grab your crew and head to Smoky Mountain Brewery and tell them Fan Run Radio sent you. Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good.
Vol fans, reimagine your home at Broadway Carpets and Flooring for any remodeling or building needs. With a variety of carpets, rugs, hardwood, vinyl, and stone, Broadway has all the flooring and installation options you're looking for, including pet-resistant products like Pet Perfect Carpet from Shaw Floors. Visit their showroom in downtown Knoxville or the location in West Knoxville located on Kingston Pike near Pellissippi Parkway today.
What's up, Fan Run Nation? This is Evan Rogers with ECR Total Landscapes. I'm happy to announce that our free stump grinding promotion for Fan Run Radio listeners is now extended to March 31st, 2026. If you've got trees in your yard that need to come down before they fall on your home, don't risk it. Call ECR Total Landscapes and mention you heard our ad on Fan Run Radio, and we'll get rid of that problem tree for you and grind those stumps for free. Call us at 865-384-2012 or check us out online at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Tennessee baseball able to survive last night. Sam, you told me that you get the 16th and 15th teams ranked in the SEC when it comes to pitching. God, I feel like this offense needs it. I feel like this offense needs to face the worst pitching possible because the offense continuing to kind of not inspire as you're able to scratch across 4 runs last night. You needed them because USC Upstate, had you tied. They came back, tied that game in the 9th inning. It looked like they might be able to push across the leading run too. I give Krenzel credit for being able to get out of that jam. And then you had Blake Grimmer come up and hit a little walk-off 2-run bomb. Bubba, Sam, what were your takes from the game?
Yeah, I mean, our offense, it's rough to watch because I forget the exact number of innings, but I feel like for the first 3.5, 4 innings, Blaine Brown was the only guy with a hit.
Tennessee was shut out through 6. No scoring. You said not even a damn hit, but yeah, no scoring up until the 7th inning where Blaine Brown did come through with a 2 RBI single.
So it's rough to watch. And then I get it, he's flipped around the lineup a lot here recently. So I don't know if that's affecting guys, but also it shouldn't too, because it's you got to make switches. Obviously pitching first, start off having Tyler Tracy walk 3 guys, not great, but also he's young, he's still got plenty of time, so not too worried on that end. But then also just base running mistakes, because there was a point in time whenever I forget who, but somebody hit kind of like a deeper single to right field, a little blooper, if you will. But Jay Abernathy on second base kind of stood on base and watched it instead of getting a pretty decent lead and, trusting his third base coach to either send him back or bring him on. And as a result, there's 2 outs in the inning. He stays on second instead of getting the third. Kind of kills any type of momentum you had for an RBI, and now you have to think about big plays to get the runner in.
When you talk about, Taylor Tracy coming out, Tennessee's struggled a little bit, just in these games with the first inning stuff. You think back to Blaine Brown, walking the bases loaded. I believe 14 straight pitches he threw a ball. we've had some rough first innings, but the pitching staff, I'll give them credit. They settled down. It was alarming to me on the other side, though, like seeing all of USC Upstate pretty much be able to handle Tennessee, maybe except the last guy. But like, it wasn't like they had one. It wasn't like they threw their ace in a midweek game. You know, sometimes don't these schools like throw their best pitcher trying to get like a big RPI win? So like maybe you go up against a guy that's actually got some really good stuff, and sometimes you just tip your hat in these midweek games because the other team takes it more seriously. But like it didn't feel that way last night because like USC Upstate threw multiple guys. It was like multiple guys came out of their bullpen and was still able to shut down your offense. If it was just one hot starter that went for 6 innings, I don't even know how alarmed I would be, but it was 3 different guys that just didn't really give up too many base runners. 2 of their guys, their second and third guy came in, was a perfect. Jack Gibson was 8 for 8 in terms of retiring. In terms of, that wouldn't be right. He gave up 3 hits. 8 for 8. Batter's face. Either way. Sam, what'd you make of this game? Anything you took away from it, but other than Tennessee's offense just kind of being still stuck in the mud?
Yeah, I mean, just like you said, still stuck in the mud. I do feel like this is a team that you've had to push some buttons because things haven't really been working necessarily. But I think what Bubba kind of said there is a pretty solid point, that you're almost shuffling so much that, you know, you just have guys that can't really feel like they get an established place in the lineup.
So you think that matters?
I think at some point, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I know that you have to tinker when things aren't going well, but, you know, when you're getting 2 or 3 series into SEC play, and at some point, if you get halfway into the year, like, I just think baseball is a game of just kind of repetition and stuff like that. And so when you've got guys sliding to different spots in the lineup, in and out of the lineup, you know, I think it's just kind of hard for some of these guys to establish themselves and just kind of get a spot that gets defined, I feel like.
It's funny because I'm not even saying I disagree, but I just think it's funny because I feel like that's one of the things people have given Elander credit for, was being willing to tinker with the lineup and like not let guys get stuck in their spots and, you know, kind of making them perform, or else they're going to get moved around and like trying to find a combination that works. Now, yesterday was a little bit different because, you know, Ford got a day off, right? Like Ford wasn't playing. So like it wasn't like he was at the top of your lineup anymore. But just kind of looking and comparing. All right, so you had Grimmer, you had Brown, Chapman, Lawless. So, yeah, you kind of start moving stuff around there, where Lawless is batting up higher than he typically does. So, yeah, they did kind of jumble it around. Because, like, you know, you actually had a game against Missouri, Game 3, where the lineup, I won't say, like, dominated. It wasn't, like, old school, but, like, you scored 7 runs, which is a pretty good output for Tennessee's offense this year. You know what I mean? You would think that, like, you would try to somewhat keep it a similar order. But maybe Ford being out just changed things. Maybe you're trying to, like, you know, keep certain guys after certain guys and rights and left-handed, you know, bats and all those things. But the offense, to me, was the big story, like just not scoring very many runs against a mid-major team, a very small team that you should maybe dominate. It just brought me back to, like, getting shut out or shut down by Wright State a couple weeks ago.
It's just, I feel like it's just felt differently in the midweeks too. And I've been trying to do this as much as anyone, not trying to be like, oh, well, Tony wouldn't have done this, you know. But I don't know. I just do feel like kind of that energy and that swagger that Vitello had. Like, I think that really helps in those midweek games where you're obviously not getting super hyped to go play USC Upstate compared to going and playing Vanderbilt on a weekend series. But I think a guy that, like Vitello, that kind of brings that energy, that he kind of can get those guys and pull it out of them and say, like, hey, we're going to go just absolutely dominate these guys from start to finish.
Yeah, and maybe you're right, because Tennessee hasn't had that same fire, like just going back to the Wright State series. Like, you know, they didn't have that fire. Typically, that's a series in the past that we have dominated just off talent alone. And, of course, we lost a game there. You know, we lost a series earlier in the year. I don't know if I accept it for this Tuesday game because, like, this team, we're getting, it's not super early in the season anymore. Like, we are, month and a half, 2 months into this season. Like, it's time to start playing. But, like, this team isn't good enough to, like, be resting on their laurels. It's one thing if you are established, top 3 team in the country, dominating the conference, you get to these midweek games and you don't care. Okay, I'll allow you to slip up. That's all right. That doesn't really matter. But, like, when you're still trying to kind of fight to get going, like, if this team isn't locked in and playing hard right now, to me, that's a red flag. Like, if Elander's not pushing those buttons, and maybe it's not even the rah-rah, like, go kill everybody, but it's like, hey, no one should be comfortable enough in their spot to where they can feel like they're taking stuff off because this team isn't good enough, A, to just show up and expect to win these games, but B, they're not playing good enough to take this over and play the same way against SEC opponents and win. They should still be, like, just kind of in that stage where they're competing against themselves, just trying to be the best team possible. Teams that try to flip the switch, typically that means you've proven something already. Teams are like, oh, we're really good. Yeah, we'll take a couple nights off. We'll flip the switch when it matters. This team hasn't proven they're really good. This team won 1 game against Georgia. This team got their ass kicked by UCLA. This team lost a game to Missouri. They haven't dominated the non-conference schedule, right? They lost a game to Wright State where they got shut out. They lost a series to Kent State. So I'm kind of worried, Sam, in the sense that, like, I do think this team should be coming out and attacking these midweek games. And if, like, you're in the lineup, like, these are the ones you need to pad your stats, but also, like, pad your confidence.
I feel like you've seen that carry over in years past.
Sure.
Like, yeah, you go win in the midweek 15-0 type of thing, and then you're coming into your weekend series feeling like you're, a dominant team, and then you go in there against an SEC team with that same kind of mentality.
Right.
And I think this team's just kind of questioning themselves of like, hey, can we do it type of thing.
Yeah, no, I mean, it works both sides. Like, if you're beating the midweek teams like 15-3, like, not only are you, like, putting confidence in your own players, you're putting doubts in the other SEC teams that you're playing. Like, I don't think that in years past, as much improved as Missouri maybe seems, I don't think they feel like they come into Knoxville and can win these, win a Friday night game to start SEC play, or at least, the very beginning of SEC play before things have kind of gotten established. I don't think they could come in and win that game had Tennessee not lost a series to Kent State and had lost a game to Wright State. Like, the champ looks vulnerable, if you will. You've landed people have landed a couple punches on Ali. Now you kind of feel like, oh, I can hit him. He's not going to dodge me or dominate me the same way. It's like Mike Tyson after he started getting beat up a little bit. People didn't have that same fear. So, like, I do fully buy into the confidence side of it. And, like, Tennessee baseball needs to kind of get swagger back, and they need to kind of get their own confidence back. And that's more than just putting on a fur coat. That's also, like, just going out and scoring a bunch of runs and, like, being an explosive offense. There's no way that 3 pitchers from USC Upstate should feel comfortable to come in here and pitch 6 shutout innings. Like, all 3 guys, not one of them got bogged down by the moment, gave up in the moment, got rattled. To me, that's a little alarming. It doesn't give me a lot of confidence for this season in terms of reaching our goals, of getting to a super regional, making Omaha, not writing the team off, not saying that they, won't make the postseason, won't say won't even be a top end, SEC program. I'm not sure that they will be. I'm not sure of those things on the other side, but, like, there's some warning signs here with this team, I think. And by proxy, some warning signs with Josh Elander. Things they can improve on both as a team and a coach, but, if we're calling it like we see it, the uninspiring effort last night was a little uninspired.
I think just how much new in that program, too, is just probably – I would imagine it's pretty difficult for those guys. Like, we all expected there's going to be a difference between Tony Vitello and Josh Elander, but then you get the news that, Frank Anderson's leaving and Coach Q's leaving, like those guys that were mainstays in the dugout type of thing that probably did have a big voice, whenever things maybe get a little stale or things aren't really going well. That's probably a guy that kind of fires things up type of thing. And there's just a lot of new faces where they're taking new coaching and different guys. And I just imagine that there's just a lot of new moving parts along with just not a whole lot of confidence. And I think that's just kind of all blending together.
Yeah, but I think that plays into what I'm talking about, though. Like the newness should be exciting for some of these players. Like you should be coming out with a new energy. It's one thing if like you're stagnant with Vitello.
Something different to prove.
Yeah. Like this whole team, I remember in the preseason us talking about, hey, there might be some more juice back in Lindsey Nelson Stadium because like the Preds conversation we had in hour one, I'm not going to say it got stagnant, but like we were a little bit of the fat cats. We were the fat dogs that had been fed. Like we didn't have to go out there and have the same energy as the starving dogs looking for food. We had things pretty good. Even SEC games, we'll wait till May to really ramp up. We'll wait till the regional and blah, blah, blah. It was almost our destiny to be playing meaningful baseball later in the year. So like March and April didn't really matter. That's one thing if you're with Vitello and you're still at the top of the sport. I would hope, Sam, that the changes and all the fresh faces and all these guys having something to prove, not only as players, but as coaches and as a program, that's been part of why I'm so alarmed is like, if there's ever a time to be taking these games seriously and trying to make a statement, I feel like it'd be now. Vitello didn't have to beat the hell out of these mid-major, midweek opponents because we knew what he was about when it came to SEC play. We don't really know what Elander's about. He needs to be beating up on these teams. These guys need to be trying to prove something, that they haven't gone anywhere. Because it's not just here in Knoxville. It's not just me here on the radio. Like, I would say everyone across the SEC and across the country is kind of looking at Tennessee wondering, do they still got what it takes? Are they still that same program? If we're placing bets right now, no would be a pretty big favorite, don't you think? That we're not the same program, that we're not just going to keep rolling things out and just continue at the top of the sport and like be the go-to destination for high school commitments and transfer portal guys. That we're just going to be penciled in, penned in, sharpied in, written in stone, written in blood in the super regional every year. Not saying that like we've fallen off, not saying like we can't do those things, but like right now, I don't have a lot of confidence that like again that we are that program.
You just feel more regular good than elite.
Exactly. Yeah, like
we can do it, but you don't walk in there feeling like, yeah, we're gonna go mow you over type.
It's not our destiny.
Yeah.
Like I haven't solidified my plans for the week of the regionals, knowing we're going to be hosting here. I don't think that's a foregone conclusion, and it's felt like a foregone conclusion in the last 5 years. Now, I know we didn't do it, a couple years ago when we had to go to Clemson. I get that, but like it felt that way at this point. Like in March, you felt like you were probably headed there, and then the SEC play didn't go the way you wanted it to. We're 2 series in, and I'm like, something's missing here. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm asking too much of the boys. I don't know. Buck writes in the YouTube chat. I know what you're doing, Buck. He's tired of the allegations. How could you be so negative? They are the best team in the country. They are probably as good as the Dodgers. Oh, Eeyore. We heard Eeyore's feelings. You know I love you, Buck. I'm just giving you some proof that like we're talking about we were trying to keep things real here. Hell, I can be negative as anybody whenever it's time to be negative. And just to be fair, I'm not trying to be negative about this baseball team, but I do have concerns. I don't think there's any reason to hit a panic button because, that's the thing about the SEC schedule. And that's the thing about going to Vanderbilt this weekend. You come out of that with a sweep, vibes will be sky high. Everything will feel pretty good. I'll even say you come out of it winning 2 out of 3. Vibes will be pretty damn high. You'll feel pretty good. I'd say Lindsey Nelson will be have a really good crowd and kind of be rocking for LSU this weekend just because the name LSU is going to bring some extra juice, just like Vanderbilt's going to bring some extra juice and extra credit for beating them this weekend. That game last night was just kind of disgusting. And I got to say, Weigels, no disrespect. I appreciate all the free stuff you're giving us, but you really pulled one over on us with the whole Jay Abernathy extra base hit thing. We ain't going to get no damn free Cokes ever again. They tricked us. Like, they saw Christian Moore hit 30 home runs. Like, you know what? We can't do that one again. Let's try to find something else. And then a couple years later, here we've settled at Jay Abernathy extra base hits for free sodas. The guy can't get a hit. Oh, God, we're never getting free soda. And Carlin Pickens, like, I'm not judging her because, hey, like, they're locked in. They're great. But, like, she's not doing the same type of pitching this year. She's just kind of hanging out in the bullpen these games. She's not going to go in and get her strikeouts as much either because she's not asked to do as much. And that's fine. I understand they're trying to win a championship, and she's still elite. I get that. But I'm just saying they pulled one over on us. All I get's these damn free Gator lights. When JP Estrella and Jacoby combined for 20, which I will say they've been doing that, but I don't like the Gator lights.
Is that what the deal is if they combine for 20 points?
Yeah, they're giving those Gator lights out.
Bad. Yeah, that was bad on them.
Now
Jacoby's getting 20 himself pretty much.
Yeah, but I mean, like, Jacoby was struggling a little bit and JP was hurt. So there was like a couple week stretch where we weren't getting free Gator lights either. But like the promotions, they've been saving some money. Their accounting department.
They got burnt on Christian Moore, and they've been trying to recover ever since.
Yeah, but that one was cool, though.
It was.
That one was cool.
I remember you and Bob were just stockpiling sodas.
Just racking up. And I'm not even going to blame them for going from the 24 ounces free to 20 ounces free because, hey, you know, it's a recession. I get it. Hell, we're at war. Gas prices are $6 a gallon. I understand we got to save some money. I'm not that mad at you, Weigels, but the Jay Abernathy one, you went too far. That's like saying Jalen Carey has to hit a three-pointer. The kids ain't getting no soda. Maybe we'll be a healthier America.
What would be the Weigels deal for a Jalen Carey dunk?
It feels about as likely as Jay Abernathy extra base hit at this point. Poor Jay Abernathy. He seems like a good kid. I'm sorry for the stray.
You just like Coke.
I just like soda. Yeah, I just want a free soda. That's it, man. That's it. That's enough baseball talk for now. Send us a break. Let's talk sports on Fan Run Radio.
Can't get enough Fan Run Radio? Download the free Fan Run app and take the best Tennessee sports conversations with you wherever you go. Fan Run Radio, the flagship station for Tennessee fans.
This ain't no wishy-washy, limp-wristed, kale-eating, half-ass sports radio station.
We're your in-your-face, truth-telling, say it loud, flag-waving, face-painting, hardcore, bring the noise, causing a ruckus, don't give a damn sports station.
Sports talk that doesn't just hang up and listen.
For the fans. This is Fan Run Radio.
Get some.
What kind of day is it? It's a White Claw day. Grab a pack, grab your friends. Everything else in life can wait. Your friends shouldn't. Let's go. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work-hard, play-hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious, and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Vol fans, reimagine your home at Broadway Carpets and Flooring for any remodeling or building needs. With a variety of carpets, rugs, hardwood, vinyl, and stone, Broadway has all the flooring and installation options you're looking for, including pet-resistant products like Pet Perfect Carpet from Shaw Floors. Visit their showroom in downtown Knoxville or the location in West Knoxville located on Kingston Pike near Pellissippi Parkway today.
And it's been a while since I could call you.
I hate this era of Twitter, and I hate the blue check, being able to buy it and be reputable. We gotta. I'm fine if Elon wants to make some money.
Big Will bit the check, didn't he? William Patterson.
I got it
He's
too.
got a check. Oh, you did too?
I got it
Or
too.
were you already grandfathered in?
No, I got it too. But I hate it. But like I feel like that's the only way you kind of like can show up in certain people's things, and who knows the filter, and there's certain things that's maybe worth it. But like I was gonna say, Bubba, I knew Bubba was gonna call me out for
Grok,
having
context?
that check.
Context, Grok?
No context. no context. I hate it, but I do think like I bought it to try to make Twitter usable as somebody who has to share stories and share links and try to get people to click our stuff and read it. Like I do think you get pushed up higher if you're a blue check person. That's why I bought it, was to try to help the business. But like I hate that we don't have a different color. Like, can we not just do like a red check or like a green check or a yellow check for like a real news person? Can we not do that? Like a legitimate news person. And like, can we keep them? I don't say we have to give them out to everybody, because I know that was part of the reason Elon, it feels like it was a whole fake news. We were trying to combat fake news. And like by fake news, I mean just journalists that people don't really like, and try to take away something that made them feel important. I get that. But certain people deserve checks. If you're a legitimate like sports reporter, give them a check. Keep the politics out of it, whatever. But like Adam Schefter deserves a blue check. Ian Rappaport deserves a blue check. Like certain writers and stuff. I need that to differentiate, because everyone wants to be a damn troll. All these people want to have fake accounts. I've never even really seen this one before. Rob Reinhart.
Oh, he's a master at his craft.
Well, it's the first time I've even seen him pop up. But like I'm smart for the most part.
You got duped by Rob?
I didn't get duped, but I read it. Then I'm smart enough to go like verify and check, because I'm very suspicious. But then I Googled, I looked at his account. His bio was a little bit of a red flag when I saw like Marine Corps. I was like, okay. And then it's like, covering all things sports. All right, Auburn alum. I was like, okay, this seems a little weird. No real website. So like my red flag was up, and I Googled it, and like other people have been talking about this, like on the internet. Kind of verified it. But like, he talked about Bill Self stepping down. I was like, oh, wow, missed that. And I was looking. It's like, oh, no one else has reported. This guy's probably fake. But people in the replies don't know either. They think it's real. It's one thing to be a parody account. And I've dabbled as a parody account before. RIP to Jimbo Himes. But I wasn't actually trying to be Jimmy Himes or break actual news. I was trying to be funny. It was pretty funny. People liked it. But what I said was clearly jokes. I think there's a lane for parody accounts, but it's the people that are like, this isn't funny at all. This is just Kansas head coach Bill Self is retiring. After 23 years and 2 national championships with the Jayhawks, the legendary coach has decided to call it a career. One of the hottest jobs in sports is now open. Like, what is the benefit of that? Just to say like, oh, I fooled ESPN. Who gives a damn? It's not funny. It's not funny.
I like the ones that are like serious for 3 to 4 sentences, and then they give you one that's you can very easily tell that like it is a fake account. But I like the ones that I think Scott Hughes is a master at his craft.
I know that name, but I'm not super familiar with his style. But if you have it and then you throw a joke in there that really lets it know it's fake, that's fun. Like when I was doing the Jimbo Himes, it would be very over the top, because there was one that I really hammered, because Jimmy Himes had tweeted out about Jalen Hurts' mom, who is white. That's what he kept saying. Jalen Hurts' mom, who is white, got in trouble at the game. So I would really hammer home the who is white thing when talking about trying to make certain reports and stuff. Kind of let you know, haha, it's a joke. There's nothing funny about what Rob Reinhart just posted. There's no comedy in that. And it's not even a crazy story. Bill Self could easily retire. This is believable. If you want to tell me Tom Brady's coming out of retirement to play football again, okay, maybe there's some comedy in that, the concept of that. Hell, even BetMGM was trying to get in on it earlier, saying that Phil Jackson is a strong candidate to go coach the the UNC Tar Heels and has a picture of Bill Belichick. I get the comedy in that. I don't think it's funny, but ha ha ha. Yeah, they hired Bill Belichick, an over-the-hill professional champion coach. Now they're going to hire an over-the-hill, washed-up champion NBA coach. I see what they're going for there. Again, not funny, but I get it. You telling me Bill Self is retiring? What the hell's the point? Just so you can come back and say you were right? Just to try to fool me on the internet?
I think the people that do run those accounts do get great satisfaction by like ESPN or like the Pat McAfee show or something like that, like not vetting those accounts and popping it up. Like, I feel like I do remember maybe this guy's account getting posted on, those live tweet things on an NCAA March Madness segment or something like that. Or
it did get posted. He's got that as his header, but like even what he said there is UConn is the real deal this year. Can't say the same for St. John's. Like, okay, like
yeah, that one doesn't really do much.
Yeah, like you're proud you got that posted on TNT, brother. Like what? Now maybe he's trying to straddle the line. Maybe like he's got a method where like he'll send 2 real tweets and then a third one's a joke to try to set people up. I don't know. Maybe he's trying to confuse people and make them think that he's not really, or that he's not fake. Like if I tweet enough real stuff, they'll think that when I do send a fake one, they'll think I'm real. Because he's also got it reported that Billy Donovan has told UNC he's not interested. But he's looking at other opportunities in college basketball. He's just trying to create confusion. And I think this guy's a loser.
Get him.
I think accounts like this are losers. And I want to shame him. I saw an interesting discussion on Bill Simmons' podcast. I'm going to steal that now and ask you, if I could give you Cameron Boozer, AJ DeBansa, and Darren Peterson, would you take all 3 of those, or would you rather have Wemby? Just Wemby.
Just like their careers.
You get them on your team. You get all 3 of them on your team. Like if the Spurs could be like, I get all 3 draft picks, I could have those guys, or I get Wemby.
I feel like you would go the 3 players.
You would take the 3 players? I don't think I would. I think I'd go Wemby.
Yeah?
Yeah. I don't think, like, the 3 players, I mean, like, none of them are going to be individually as good as Wemby. Like, I get what you're saying, like, sum of parts, but, like, I don't think they're going to be anywhere close to even just his impact. The 3 of them, like, as impactful as he is. Plus the guys.
Defensively, none of those 3 are going to be able to sniff what he can do.
Now, what if I offer you Cameron Boozer, Darren Peterson, AJ DeBansa, or I give you Zachary Richauche, the other number 1 pick? What a joke. Every time I think about Wemby and Cooper Flagg, I just get so mad. And then this year, too, really any of those top 3 picks you could tell me are going to be.
Yeah, you guys got maybe one of the worst first overall pick classes ever, right? Feels like it.
I mean, he's better than
Anthony behind Richauche, like just lighting it up.
He's better than Anthony Bennett.
That's true.
He's better than Anthony Bennett. And like I will say that like there's at least like Stephon Castle, I think is pretty good. Reed Shepherd, I think, has been pretty good. Like Reed Shepherd shows some flashes, but like if he's like your second best player in a draft, is pretty bad. Yeah, that draft in general is going to not age very well. Not a lot of good players coming out of the 2024 draft. Alex Sarr, he's been okay. We'll see. But yeah, just that run of Wemby, Cooper Flagg, and now you got like 3 options at the top of this draft. And then Zachary Richauche, who, as you watch on ESPN tonight, Sam, as the Hawks take the Pistons, you'll see that he gets about like 15 minutes a game. That's all he gets as the number 1 overall pick. So that's good. That's fantastic. That's great. That's cool. This segment was brought to you by Knoxville Smiles. Don't put off your dental visits any longer. If you've got something wrong with your mouth or you just need a routine dental cleaning, call our friends at Knoxville Smiles. You can visit them online, take a tour of their facility. Also, you can get something booked. KnoxvilleSmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles. Hour 2 in the books. We'll kick off hour 3 with a batch of headlines. Bubba will have some overrated, underrated. Maybe we'll talk some more hoops. Keep you up to date on anything that happens in the sports world. Sam, send us a break. We'll come back. Let's talk sports on Fan Run Radio.
Check out our new and improved website at fanrunradio.com.
At Knoxville Insurance Group, they understand the challenges many consumers face when searching for insurance coverage. That's why whether it's for you, your family, or your business, they create a coverage plan specifically for your unique needs. Knoxville Insurance Group is an independent firm, which means they aren't beholden to just one insurance company. They search multiple companies, acting as your negotiator to find you the best possible policy and price. Start a quote in minutes at KnoxvilleInsuranceGroup.com or call them today at 865-694-9788.
Hi, this is Dr. Stephen Malone at Knoxville Smiles. Has it been a while since your last dental visit? If so, I'd like to invite you to come see us. At Knoxville Smiles, it's our vision to provide the best dental care in town in a relaxed, friendly environment. So if it's been a while and you've been putting it off, don't wait any longer. Come see us at Knoxville Smiles. You can schedule an appointment online at knoxvillesmiles.com or by phone at 865-539-1776.
Blackford Veterinary Surgery Referral specializes in surgeries not regularly performed by your pet's general veterinarian. They're currently accepting referrals from vets all across the country. With their newly renovated state-of-the-art surgery center and highly trained staff, clients can rely on professional and thorough care. If your vet says that your pet needs surgery or rehab, ask for a referral to Blackford Vet and let them get your best friend back on its feet. Located conveniently in West Knoxville. For more information, visit blackfordvetsurgery.com.
Are you ready to show off that confident, radiant smile you've always dreamed of? Well, here at Knoxville Smiles, we're ready to turn your dream into a reality. At Knoxville Smiles, we're more than just a dental practice. We're your partners in achieving optimum oral health. From routine cleanings and checkups to advanced cosmetics and restorative procedures, we offer a wide range of services in an environment that makes every visit a positive and comfortable experience. At Knoxville Smiles, it's about more than just treatments. We're focused on creating a welcoming environment where you feel like family. Our state-of-the-art facilities are designed with your comfort in mind, and our friendly staff is always ready to address your questions and concerns. Don't wait any longer to achieve a beautiful smile you deserve. Schedule your appointment at Knoxville Smiles today and take that first step towards a healthier, happier you. Call us at 865-539-1776 to book your appointment today, or just visit our website at knoxvillesmiles.com.
Smoky Mountain Brewery is the place to be for game day. From the moment you walk in, it's wall-to-wall big screens, making Smoky Mountain Brewery the perfect place to watch the Vols or your favorite team in action. With locations in Turkey Creek, Maryville, Pigeon Forge, and Gatlinburg, you're never far away from a great time at Smoky Mountain Brewery. Try one of their world-famous microbrews like Black Bear Ale, Mountain Light, or Cherokee Ale. Juicy burgers, wings that bring the heat, and delicious handmade pizzas made with hand-tossed crust from the freshest ingredients and their own special sauce from a secret recipe, topped off with hand-grated cheese and farm-fresh toppings. And don't forget, those famous microbrews are also available in kegs for your next party or in 6-packs and growlers to go. So grab your crew and head to Smoky Mountain Brewery and tell them Fan Run Radio sent you. Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Hey Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day.
So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Hey Knoxville! Surfside iced tea and vodka, made with real brewed tea, is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, with no bubbles and no troubles. That's right, zero carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. Headed to a game day or party at a friend's house? Bring an iced tea or lemonade variety pack from Surfside, or try their green tea and new raspberry tea vodka. Find the can with the sunset stripes this season. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sunshine in a can. Must be 21 or older. Enjoy responsibly.
Talk Sports. Talk Sports. Talk Sports.
Talk Sports. Talk Sports from 7 to 10, ayy. Overrated, underrated on Wednesday. Fan Run Radio, Talk Sports said, not in my house, I ain't talking to Kim, babe. Johnny Cody out here asking where the ops at. Tennessee Volunteers here for combat. It's the Cherokee Ghost, John Reed and Cody doing everything we can to bring Rocky Top back. Talk Sports from 7 to 10. Never leave a witness, never leave loose ends. Nico ain't nothing but a new
Hour number 3 kicking off here in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. Did you see Sonny Dykes? I just saw this video of Sonny Dykes about talking about Josh Hoover. Did you see this?
Oh, I did see that, yeah.
I don't know if I like this or hate this for a coach to be coming out and maybe taking some issue with his player leaving and now going to try to, grind his axe. TCU head coach talking about Josh Hoover, who, of course, transferred to Indiana. Josh started 31 games here as a quarterback. He turned the ball over 42 times. I also don't know if that's the smartest thing to do if I'm Sonny Dykes, because I don't imagine Josh Hoover is going to turn the ball over more than one time per game with Curt Cignetti. You're really opening yourself up for people to be like, well, let's see how he looks when he gets real coaching. And if Curt Cignetti turns him into a stud, we're going to be looking at you and your system, Sonny Dykes.
Or that's just like a huge turnoff for other quarterbacks.
Well, that too.
It's like, wait, I'm committing to TCU. This guy had 42 turnovers.
Well, that, and he's also going to throw me under the bus if I leave.
Yeah.
Like he's going to be mean to me. Both things maybe going to age poorly for Sonny Dykes, but we'll see. Bubba, hour 3 headlines. What you got for us?
We have Live Golf getting sued.
Oh, yeah? For
Long
what?
Island Vodka. Pretty much they're using LIV. Live is for alcoholic beverages. They have a new clubhouse cooler drink as well as their apparel. And apparently this Long Island Spirits has had like an LIV variation since like 2007 and through common law. So there's a legal dispute there.
Okay.
Hopefully they get paid from it.
Yeah, I don't know what the rules are there. Because like Live, maybe the Live Golf Tour, maybe the problem is that we didn't never call it the 54 Tour. Because you could be like, hey, you can't trademark Roman numerals, bro. Our brand is 54. Maybe they would have had a way to save some money there. Seems like Live Golf is just kind of spinning its wheels now. Has there been any resurgence or any type of
Bryson's
boom?
won back-to-back tournaments. He's going through the most emotional part of his life. This is huge for him to win on a dirt track in South Africa.
You said Bryson won back-to-back?
Yeah.
See, I didn't even see that get covered.
Exactly.
I guess maybe that's the answer. I was going to ask if there was any type of boom from Kim winning. Because that was
Anthony Kim. No,
yeah, when Anthony Kim won, that was such a cool story.
Week.
I didn't know if that led to people actually caring or not.
No.
Has he played well since he won, or is he kind of just
no idea?
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
I saw a golf account last night. Just they posted like Greg Norman's choke in the Masters and the putt that if he sank it, he would have won. And they were like, if this putt went in, we just would have never had to deal with Live Golf, which is honestly probably true.
He said what?
If Greg Norman's putt to win the Masters went in, we just never have to deal with Live Golf.
Maybe. Maybe.
We have the NFL considering rule proposals in case of ref work stoppage.
They're going to change the rules if they don't have the refs?
Yeah.
Call your own fouls? He held me.
They're doing this to account for the growing possibility of a work stoppage amid tense collective bargaining negotiations with the NFL Referees Association.
First the TSA, now our NFL refs?
Boys.
And some of these include
society is collapsing.
Our NFL refs cannot have a work strike.
I do appreciate what Delta did, though. Delta's putting some pressure on Congress. Like, hey, no more special line for you guys then, buddy. You don't get a special clearance. If you're flying with Delta, you're going through TSA, the regular check with everybody. Delta made that rule yesterday.
Did you see what I think it was United? Did you see what they rolled out?
Their beds?
The relaxed row, yeah.
That looked kind of nice.
It's kind of a good idea, I think.
I wonder, do you have to just buy 3 seats?
I didn't look that far into it, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Because, you get the whole row, basically, and it, reclines out. And,
but then you can actually lay down and go to bed on it?
Yeah.
I imagine you can only do that on super long flights. I would imagine, because there's still going to be rules where you have to be in your seat, your tray's up, and yada, yada, yada. But, a 4 or 5 hour flight across the country, it'd be kind of nice.
The video made perfect sense, honestly.
I didn't actually watch the video.
They did, if you're traveling with kids, you can kind of, you can, lay down with your kids or whatever, and, they can sleep easier. They had couples on there. They're if you want to just
it's all fine,
lay with your partner, you can go down there.
This is all fine dandy
And
until the first couple gets caught having sex on the plane and ruins it for everybody.
Yeah. They probably didn't think about that one.
The theaters, I feel like the movie theaters were going to try to do something similar with all having we have beds here at the movies, and you could come here and watch a movie and lounge back. And I feel like they got stopped from spreading all the way across the country because I imagine too many people are having sex in the beds. Too much horseplay was going on.
Yeah.
We stopped at the reclining chair at the Cinnabar. That's it. No couples chairs, no blankets, none of that stuff. I don't think I would ever be tired enough to feel comfortable enough to lay down on a plane like that, though.
Yeah, I can't sleep on a plane regardless.
Sleeping on one's one thing. Being able to doze off, I could do that sometimes, but, I don't know if I'd ever feel comfortable enough just to lay down and have my head poking out or have my feet poking out, or who knows what you do when you sleep. Just farting and just snoring and making all this noise, drooling, doing all this stuff. Who the hell feels comfortable enough to do that in public on a plane? It's one thing to doze off. It's another to actually get into bed. But shout out to Delta for making Congress. You got to go through the regular checks, buddy, until you fix this, until you get everybody back to work. I am dreading that a little bit in Chicago. I haven't seen Chicago be talked about in terms of a TSA disaster checkpoint. I feel like it's just been all Atlanta is where I'm seeing Atlanta, but Chicago's a pretty big airport. I'm a little nervous about that.
I saw a video of a guy who got to the airport at 5 a.m. for a 9:30 flight, and he missed it still.
I saw videos coming out of Atlanta of it being wrapped around the building outside. They were putting you outside. I got a friend, shout out to Thomas, a listener that's down there. They're going to go, but he was going to go after work, and they're telling him, they're giving him a heads up of hey, expect at least 3 hours to get through. And he's I don't know if I can go anymore because he's planning on going there after work at 4 or 5 o'clock, and you hope you get through and be on your plane. But hell, you might have to get there at noon for a 5 o'clock flight.
There's nothing more I hate than getting to the airport early too. Can't stand it.
Yeah, I don't hate it as much since I got lounge access. I kind of like Knoxville doesn't have a lounge access, of course. So Knoxville, I'm trying to get there 20 minutes before the flight and just taking my chances. Although I don't know if I'll be able to do that on Friday or not.
Nashville looks fine.
Nashville looks fine, and I had a buddy fly out of Knoxville recently that said it was fine getting out of Knoxville, but you never know. It's gross. President out here playing damn golf while everybody's shut down while we're at war. That's disgusting.
Your Hawks are down an assistant coach for tonight, John.
I saw that. He got hired by Butler. Good for him.
I loved this guy when he was at Butler. I remember that name. Ronald Norad.
I guess he's just been chilling with the Hawks for a bit.
Sounds like he's been, like in the NBA for a long time.
Okay.
I mean, he played for Brad Stevens, so maybe he can.
What was his name?
Ronald Norad.
Okay.
What's the issue with it?
No, I thought his name was Ron or like Morad, and I was like, I've never heard that name before.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean he's been in the NBA since 2018. Hasn't been at the college level since 2015 and 16 as a Northern Kentucky assistant. But that just kind of ties into what we talked about with Brad Stevens and Butler. Butler, I don't even know if I consider them in like the top half of non-power schools at the moment. Maybe that's not fair, but that's kind of how I feel. Maybe they can get it back. And maybe, do we consider them a power school, I guess, them being, they're in the Big East, right? Did they go to the Big East? Am I wrong on that? No.
Yeah.
They did? Okay.
Yeah.
We consider that a power conference, I guess, in basketball, right? So kind of an uninspired hire, I think. But I don't love him leaving the Hawks during this win streak, during these winning ways. We're like 13-1 in the month of March. Anything else, Bubba?
John Morant's probably never going to play basketball ever again.
Oh, boy. So he's out for the rest of the year with an elbow issue.
Yep.
Which, obviously, there's no sense in playing him. It's not like he could hit the 65-game threshold. It's not like he'd be trying to be an All-NBA player, any of those things. The Grizzlies are actively trying to lose games. They're not trying to win. So there's no reason in playing him, even if he was healthy. But this is just another lost season for Morant, who I think there are plenty of warning signs when he's on the floor playing that he's not the same player as he was. The rim numbers just going down, but it's just another lost season where the guy just doesn't play basketball, man. Last 3 years, 9 games played, 50 games played, 20 games played. I don't know if you know this, but there's 82 games in an NBA schedule, Bubba. So to only play 79 of 246, I mean, that's less than 33%. He just doesn't play basketball.
Was Zion a talking point how he's played more than 35 games, or is that somebody else?
Zion?
Yeah, like for the first time in his career, he's played more than 35 games, like consecutively or something like that.
Okay, I was going to say Zion, 35 games seem low. But if you're saying consecutively, then yeah, that's probably accurate. Although, no, he played 30 last year. So maybe it was 30 games. Or maybe they're saying Zion hasn't ever done it. But like his games played 24, 61, 29, 70, 30, 56. This year, he's kind of beaten the allegations a little bit. He's still out there playing, for a Pelicans team that's not going anywhere, but also has no incentive to tank since the Hawks own their pick. But at least Zion out there playing. You talk about him being like injury prone and fat and all those things. I told you there's 200 and what I say 246 games in 3 seasons, 82 times 3. I think that's right. I said Morant played how many? What was the number? 79. On the other side, Fat Boy Zion, who everybody makes fun of, he's at least played 156 and counting. So I mean, like that's twice as many. He's played twice as many as John Morant has.
But has he been in the league twice as long?
No, I mean Zion and John Morant were the same draft class. Is that not right? Yeah, they're the same draft class.
That sounds right.
1920, yeah. Yeah, Zion went 1, John went number 2. So no, I mean like they're in the same boat except one's fat and we all make fun of him, and the other, has played 79 games. If you're the Grizzlies, though, I mean like you're going to move away. You're going to move off of him this offseason no matter what. Like you might have to pay to get off of him, but you're going to get rid of him. And if the Grizzlies tank their way into a top 10 pick, which they should, you grab whatever guard is there. You hope it's Darius Acuff or Kingston Flemings, but hell, even if it's Mikal Brown, you take him and say, all right, let's go. And you move on. That's what they'll do. So, yeah, you said John Morant might not ever play basketball again. I think that's a little hyperbolic, Bubba, but playing basketball for the Memphis Grizzlies ever again, I would say that is very unlikely. I would say that I'd give it like a 5% chance, maybe a 10% chance that he ever plays with Memphis again. Because if you do draft a rookie, especially a rookie guard, the last thing you want is to have John Morant around him.
I was just about to say we haven't heard from William yet.
Well, they've been beaten down. It's funny you say that because I don't hear from Grizzlies fans ever anymore. Like for a while, the Grizzlies fans, they would puff their chest out and start talking. Seems as if most of them have kind of hidden and kind of just taken their lashings now. They've kind of given up. Most of them have even given up on John Morant. Most of the Grizzlies fans in my life don't want to see him play for the Grizzlies ever again. William Patterson might be the only person still delusional enough to be holding on to hope that he'll figure things out in Memphis. Enjoy Sacramento. Enjoy Sacramento, John Morant. Enjoy Sacramento. Maybe they'll take him.
Did we not talk about the Grizzlies and Hawks 2 nights ago?
Yeah, we did. William doing the William Ainge thing again. We're just going to bust in here and take over the show. We did. Here is the extent of our conversation compared to years past. Here is the extent of our conversation. He let's see. Let me go back and scroll to it. Let's see. Is GG's or no. GG gets things going. Talking about GG Jackson. So he's texting me about that. I said, "Are you rooting for them to win?" He says, "I root for competitive basketball. I can't stand tanking. I think it's a horrible mindset to want your team to lose every night." Then, 30 minutes later when the Hawks are up like 25, I just text him back, "Y'all should get moved out of Memphis for the mockery y'all have made of basketball this season." And all I did was deflect and blame the Nets and then texted me GG after the game. So, like, he did talk about them, but, like, the chest wasn't puffed out. There was no trash talk. It was just a Eeyore type of a woe is me. They suck.
They're not running up the chimney.
They are not running up the chimney. They are a very, very, very fat Santa Claus. They are stuck in the chimney. They have asthma. Not to go full Cam Scatterbo and make fun of people with asthma, but they got asthma. They can't get up the chimney anymore. So, Bubba, like I said, I do think John Morant will play basketball again, maybe in China. But, like, his days of playing basketball in Memphis, I would say almost assuredly done because whenever they draft somebody in the top 10, they'll want to get him away from them. Any other headlines?
Yeah.
Just go to
Stephen
China,
Colbert
man.
is writing the new Lord of the Rings movie.
Say that again.
Stephen Colbert.
Yeah.
Writing a new Lord of the Rings movie.
Okay.
And here we are on National Reading Tolkien Day.
Why?
That's the question.
All right, so I see Discussing Film put this out. Are you a Lord of the Rings fan?
Not hardcore now.
Softcore?
Not even.
A little PG-13 action?
When I finish reading the books, I will be, but who knows when that'll be.
Have you started reading the books?
I started long ago.
Oh, okay.
And then I stopped halfway throughout Fellowship of the Ring, and I was like, I want to read something else.
You have problems sleeping at night. If you read that boring-ass Hobbit story, it might put you right to sleep. You might be able to get some better snoozing at night. Sam, do you like Lord of the Rings?
Nah.
So they're making a sequel movie. Let's see. Here's the plot synopsis by Discussing Film. 14 years after the passing of Frodo. Wait, Frodo dies?
I guess I'll get to find out one day.
Frodo dies? Sam, Merry, and Pippin set out to retrace the first steps of their adventure. Meanwhile, Sam's daughter, Eleanor, has discovered a long-buried secret and is determined to uncover why the War of the Ring was nearly lost before it even began. Does she find out that Sam and Frodo were, sweet on each other? Is that the deep, dark secret the daughter finds out? Is this going to be like a greatest hits? You know how like sometimes like in a sitcom, they have the episode that's just like highlights of the other seasons? They'll do like a flashback. Is this movie just going to be a big flashback as they retrace the steps? It's just like, hey, here's where me and Frodo held each other. Hey, here's where we almost got by the little bad guys. I don't know really anything about Lord of the Rings. I just don't know if we need a movie. I don't know if people are excited about this. I know the Amazon show is seen as a flop.
For a second, I thought that account you were referring to was called Disgusting Film.
No,
Discussing Film.
Disgusting. And there's a parody account of it too, so be careful because every now and then it'll be like FLIM, and you got to read it. You got to read all the way through. Okay, good batch of headlines. I will not be seated for the Lord of the Rings sequel movie. Stephen Colbert co-writing it is crazy though. I guess he doesn't have a TV show anymore, so he's got stuff to do.
Discussing Fish is another parody account.
Discussing Fish. That's one. Yeah, I want to say there's a film that's like FLIM too. I think.
They have Timothée Chalamet falling down at the Oscars.
Yeah, you gotta be
Kinda
careful.
like
Keep your
Jason
head on the swivel.
Derulo.
And they all got blue checks too, so be careful. As Garrick points out in the chat, he says a lot of those accounts are just trying to get a check from Twitter, and I get the engagement and trying to get the views and do all that farming stuff. But man, like that college basketball account we had like 8,000 followers. You know how much he's going to have to tweet to make a check? We have the station account, and I won't say we have like viral tweets, but we post a lot, and every now and then we'll have stuff get shared a lot. We'll get 2-3 million views somewhere around there. You get like $30. So to like make this actually worthwhile to do all the trolling and engagement farming, you better be like in the 30 million view range. And I just don't know if that college basketball writer or some of these other parody accounts have what it takes to go out and get 30, 40, 50 million views.
Unrelated to sports, but apparently Baltimore, the city of Baltimore, is suing Grok over deepfakes of sexual natures.
Grok, like Gork, or I always call it Gork, but the Twitter AI?
Yep.
The city of Baltimore is suing?
They're claiming it alleges violates consumer protection laws.
Did they have like Lamar Jackson?
No, I guess
naked
people are doing various nude images and things of that nature.
But like of just things related to Baltimore, or they're just suing for the greater good? I would applaud them if they're just suing for the greater good. You shouldn't be allowed to just AI up somebody naked doing nasty stuff. Shouldn't be allowed to do that. I still have nightmares looking at Taylor Swift and Andy Reid on the 50-yard line whenever people are doing those AI images of those two getting it on. I still have nightmares about that.
They're saying it's just for the city's consumer protection laws.
Okay.
But I guess a lot of cities probably share similar laws as well.
All right, good batch of headlines. Send us a break. Let's talk sports on Fan Run Radio.
For the fans, by the fans. This is Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game. Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
Your tax refund belongs to you, not an identity thief. Over $6 billion in tax refunds were flagged by the IRS for possible identity theft last year. If you're in a bind this tax season, LifeLock can help. They monitor and alert you to identity threats you'd miss on your own, even if you're careful with your personal information. And if you do become a victim of tax-related identity fraud, LifeLock has U.S.-based restoration specialists. ready to help solve your identity theft issue. Plus, all LifeLock plans are backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, meaning LifeLock will reimburse you up to the limits of your plan if you lose money due to identity theft. Let LifeLock help protect your financial info. So all you have to worry about is what you do with your tax refund. Go to LifeLock.com, save up to 25% off your first year. The promo code is HERD, promo code HERD, to save up to 25% off your first year. LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
Yeah, it's another day, but what kind of day is it really? A day of doom scrolling? Laundry day? Nah, it's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. So grab a pack, grab your friends. Make the most of each day with those who matter most. When you're together with White Claw, every day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You just gotta grab it. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Fan Run Radio, where Big Orange Country comes to talk sports. Start your morning off with your daily dose of talk sports with John Reed and Cody McClure from 8 to 11. Then it's Tony Basilio from 11 to 1. The Playbook with William Pattison from 1 to 3. And The Drive from 3 to 6. It's 10 hours of hard-hitting local sports radio every day, right here on the flagship station for Tennessee fans. This is Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
Overrated. Very overrated.
It's overrated.
Overrated, my friend.
Overrated. I'm going to tell you why. I think that's a solid rated right there. It's perfect rated. He underrated, man. He has some swag. He has some real swag.
Lobsters are underrated. They don't die.
We still got overrated, underrated to do, gentlemen. Even without Cody McClure, the show must go on, John.
Amen. I do miss Cody, though.
Where do you think he's at?
Bed.
Sunset Strip.
I'd say he's in bed. Although I don't know, maybe his mom's an early riser. Maybe she's got him up. It's like, Cody, don't sleep the day away. Let's go do something. Maybe they're eating breakfast right now.
I hope he's in Vegas.
He did say he was going to Vegas for one day, right? At the beginning of the trip or end of the trip?
No idea.
Yeah,
Hopefully the beginning.
I would imagine so. Vegas isn't somewhere you want to go after
That's
like
not an end of the trip type of place.
Yeah,
I feel like.
but also it could really derail your trip if you go out there and have a bad time too.
That's true.
But also, like, you don't want to do 13 days somewhere and be like, oh, let's end it with one night in Vegas. The show must go on, though, Bubba. You are correct.
Starting off, gentlemen, we have Dodgeball.
The movie or the sport? Okay.
The movie's about the sport.
Sure. I love dodgeball, man. I wish I could still play dodgeball. If there were some people that were like, hey, you want to come play dodgeball? I'd be like, hell yeah, man, I'll be there. Now, I will say the last time I played competitive dodgeball, I joined like a rec league, and I joined it with losers. And I don't mean that in a mean way, but like I joined it on behalf of like an accounting team, and like they weren't there to necessarily be athletic and try to be good. So like we were kind of sitting ducks. So it kind of sucked being on the wrong side. I was never really on that side in gym class growing up because I took it pretty seriously and was pretty good. So like I kind of got to see what the nerds felt like that didn't maybe like dodgeball, because we were mostly a team of sitting ducks. Mostly. And one night we played this one team that came in there with GoPros. It was a whole bunch of like college kids and like recent grads that were wearing GoPros, and they were filming. And I imagine they got some pretty good shots of them annihilating some people on our team.
Were they good? They better be good. If
they're better than us. Like I said, we had like damn 50-year-old woman accountant out there playing, and like some old people that just wanted to like, hey, here's a team bonding thing we can do. It didn't go well.
If I made somebody's TikTok and it's like of me like getting absolutely destroyed in the face,
well, here's the thing.
I have to hunt them down and hurt them.
I couldn't decide because in that game, someone did drill me in the face, but I caught it. And I couldn't decide if that was a good thing or a bad thing. I was like, if somebody sees that on video, are they like, wow, great catch? Or are they like, wow, that guy got drilled in the face? Because I literally caught it pinned up against my face, and my face was very red. But I did catch it. Sam, cool or not cool?
I love dodgeball.
No, I mean me catching it pinned against my face. So I got hit in the face. I did not dodge the ball, but they were out.
I think it's cool.
I think it's kind of winning the battle but losing the war, maybe. I don't know.
I think it's winning the war but losing the battle.
I mean, I got hit in the face, and our team lost. So it wasn't like it was game point. If it was like 1v1, it was the end, it'd be way cooler. We still ended up losing, and I still got hit in the face. So like the next day, I still had a mark probably. I don't remember if I actually had a mark, but like when I went home, my face was still red.
Was
but
it
I
like
caught
the
it.
actual dodgeballs?
Yeah, they play with hard
not
balls.
just those those little pansy soft
No,
ones.
this was a hard. This was a hard one, and it drilled me in the face. But I did catch it.
You had some rubber marks on your face.
Probably. So like if that had been on GoPro, like maybe they'd be like, "Wow, that is a great catch." But man, Fatty couldn't get out of the way of that one, huh? The movie is probably underrated as we go past. I think it kind of slips through the cracks of those late 2000s comedies. No one ever really talks about. I guess it was more mid 2000s, but like you got Superbad, you got The Hangover. Even Anchorman gets talked about more than Dodgeball. I feel like it slips through the cracks. But even when you think of Vince Vaughn movies, at least I think of like Wedding Crashers more than I think of Dodgeball. But it's really good. That's a perfect role for Ben Stiller.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of the neurotic, annoying villain. That's when Ben Stiller's at his best.
Dodgeball's a great game.
Yeah.
I don't know this, but I feel like the youth coming up in our country would be better served with more dodgeball getting played. Like, I don't know how often it's getting played in our schools, but I feel like it's a very like formative sport to play young in your school career of just like, you don't have to necessarily have the most athleticism, but it's kind of just, it's a good life or death survival game.
It is, but it also, it kind of creates the hierarchy though. Like I know that like in today's society, we don't really like making people feel uncomfortable or feeling scared or like lesser than. So we probably don't play a lot of dodgeball. And to be fair, like the girls probably didn't need to have to play. Whenever we played like in school, like a lot of the girls just try to hang out on the back wall or like would be like immediately like just hit me, like get me out, or like throw the ball really high in the air just to get out because they didn't want to play.
It's like come up to the front line and you could just kind of toss it at their legs and hit them easily and not have to really hurt them that bad.
Yeah. So, like, they probably shouldn't be forced to play because it is kind of dangerous, especially, like, we play with the softballs, obviously, growing up in school. But even then, like, you don't want to just hit people that don't want to be hit. It is kind of gross looking back on it, but I loved playing. But I was a willing participant. I was a warrior ready to go to war. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't get drafted to do this. I signed up. I signed the papers and said, send me there. I'm ready to go. We played bowling pin dodgeball. Did you ever play that one? Did you guys play that variation growing up? That's
like
almost
you wouldn't hit people, you'd just have to hit pins, or what?
You could do both. So we played a variation of that growing up in school, and sometimes we played two bowling pin dodgeball. But with one, if you knock the bowling pin over, everybody on your team got to come back in.
Ooh.
So like
I feel like I maybe kind of remember.
So yeah,
that.
you didn't have to do it. It's like you could just get everybody out, but like if you hit the pin, everybody got to come back in. And then sometimes we played two bowling pin dodgeball, which was the first one, everybody got to come back in. But if you knocked the second one over, game was over. It was a kill shot. It's like you really had to guard the pin. Those were kind of fun.
Gym class was awesome, honestly, back in the day, thinking about it.
Sometimes. Not when I had to do the damn V stretch. Not the week where they're like, hey, we got to go practice.
You're sitting on your butt, and then you're trying to move your arms out as far as you can. Yeah, I don't think I was great at that either, honestly.
I didn't like presidential fitness test week. I didn't like that because you like had to stretch, you had to run.
See, we didn't have that.
You didn't have that?
Nope.
You did that other game, right?
The beeper?
Yeah, we never did the beeper. I know kids.
Pacer, I guess.
Yeah, we didn't do the beeper.
The fitness gram pacer test.
Yeah, we never did that.
I puked during that in middle school.
We did the presidential test, and I could make national on all the things except for the pull-ups, and that was the worst day of the year. I hated pull-up day.
Oh, yeah. I used to try to cheat by, like, jumping barely off the stool they gave us if we were short.
No
they wouldn't
cheating.
count it.
No cheating. I hated pull-up day as a Husky kid. I could run the mile fast enough to be national. Not presidential. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I could do national. I could do national V-stretch. I could do national sit-ups, all those things. But the damn pull-ups, I couldn't do one
How
pull-up.
old were you during this?
6th grade. 5th and 6th grade. 4th, 5th, and 6th grade is when we did it.
I honestly think that's probably a little too early to ask kids to be able to do pull-ups.
I don't know, but there was one kid that weighed like 70 pounds, was so skinny, and he did like 20 pull-ups, and all the girls thought he was so cool. was like, he's not stronger than me, but he could do pull-ups, and I couldn't do pull-ups. It was like to the point where you just, as soon as you let
John's
go, boom.
headhunting him in the next dodgeball match.
Exactly. Yeah, we did. Yeah, and basketball posts his little ass up, but he could do 20 pull-ups. I never will forget.
Did
He
you
got his
have-
ass beat in junior high at the back rack, though. I was like, those pull-ups, not by me, but I was like, those pull-ups didn't help you there, did they, buddy?
Did you ever have like the running thing where if you ran so many laps, they'd give you like little like emblems and like badges, pretty much, but like they were plastic?
We ran miles. We had to do the mile test, but like we also the closest thing we had to that would be we did a walkathon.
It's kind of like AR, but for like running.
Okay.
So like an AR, would you get dog tags or something like that, or
We'd get points, and yeah, we get ribbons and stuff. Like we didn't really do that for running. The closest thing we did that was a walkathon to raise some money for some charity. You'd try to get your parents and people to like
the old Booster-thon fun run, baby?
Yeah, they'd try to like, hey, you'll give me $5 for every lap I run, and then like you have to go out there and try to stop childhood cancer, 1 mile at a time. A lot of pressure for a fifth grader like me who didn't really want to run, but I was like, I gotta get this money. Gotta get this money for the dogs. We gotta save the Humane Society. That was pretty stressful, but that's the only thing we did, Bubba. I'd like to play some dodgeball, though, if anybody's got a game. I don't really want to play in the league because I don't want to commit to playing like every week, but I'd like to play some dodgeball.
You think there's a lane for that at like a gym? Pick up dodgeball?
Probably not. Hell, most places can barely get a pickup basketball game going. I don't know if you can get a pickup dodgeball game going, but like maybe one of those like trampoline parks. I know they have dodgeball there, but like I don't feel comfortable going there to play dodgeball because I'm too old to be going there by myself. But I would like to have a place to go play at least once, like once every like 3 years. I don't know if my arm still got it anymore, boys. I don't know. I feel like I'd be pretty damn sore. I was really sore after the last time I played dodgeball because I didn't stretch. And you're dipping and diving, you're raising your legs, you're jumping. My whole body. That's the sorest I've ever been in my whole life after the first time I played dodgeball. After school. Great topic, Bubba.
This next one might be a little bit controversial here.
Oh, no. Are you going to get us canceled?
Possibly.
I'm surprised they never made a Dodgeball 2 sequel. There was a lane there for something.
Those local high school fundraising car washes.
What am I supposed to say here to this, Bubba? I love seeing high school kids wet and lathered up. What the hell are you trying to do here? Much like the walkathon, like when people ask me to donate stuff and like pledge certain things, I just give a flat donation. If I wanted to help the high school kids or help a youth team, they ain't got to wash my car. They're probably not going to do a very good job at it anyways. Here's $20. I don't need the car wash. It'll be fine. Kind of the same thing with the Girl Scout cookies. I don't have to have the cookies. Here's $10, girls. Like, have at it. Something like that. A high school car wash. I've never actually pulled into one of those.
No, I refuse to. It makes me so uncomfortable. It's like if I go into it, like, what does that say about me? You know?
It says you're dirty. Either your car or your mind or both.
Did they set like a price? Is it just a flat rate, or is it just like, hey, we're going to wash your car and you just give us whatever you want?
I don't know. I've seen different things. Some people be like, free car wash, donations accepted. Some will be like $20 car wash, goes to benefit the cheerleaders of of whatever county, or help us get to our championship or something.
It'd be hilarious if someone went like mudding and then they're like, here's $5. Like have a good year.
It's funny you say that. They do that in the movie Bring It On. The guy brings it in after mudding. But again, they're high school cheerleaders. He was in high school, so he got away with it. But as an adult, when I went back to rewatch that movie, I was like, this is a little weird. Sexualizing these sophomores and juniors in high school. Okay. So yeah, Bubba, I ain't got much more of a take than that. I'm fine with the kids, getting some money. I prefer them just selling the booklets.
Yeah.
The coupon booklets.
That's what I was just about to say.
Because I'll buy those and then never use them. And then I'll be like, I need to use those, but then never use them. Then go to a place where I can have one where I could use a coupon, but I don't have the coupon with me. So I'm like, damn it. But then I'm like, well, am I going to go back anytime soon? No, probably not. Like the other day, I went to play putt-putt at Sir Goonies. Went to go play some putt-putt.
Was it still fun?
It was all right. I got beat. My old lady beats my ass every time we play putt-putt. She's good. So we were tied, I think, after the 13th hole, and then I immediately lost 6 strokes over the next 2 holes, and I was like, okay, this isn't very fun anymore. But I didn't have my coupon book with me. I was like, do I go home and get it? I'm never going to go back to Sir Goonies ever again. I could save $5 here.
That's
but
something you just got to keep in your car all the time.
You're right. And usually I did, but I brought it in so I could actually like thumb through it one day and like look to see and try to map out what I was going to use. But it's been sitting on my TV stand for the last like 4 months.
My high school's baseball team had like an elite coupon card.
Yeah.
For just like a lot of really good places locally. And like, I remember that was sought after whenever
Speaking of which,
sell them.
I bought three passes for my buddy's like niece or somebody, some girl in his life, some niece or, I don't know, cousin, maybe, I don't know. But they were selling like $20 all-you-can-eat Domino's cards. I could get a free large pizza from Domino's anytime.
Anytime?
Yeah.
For $20?
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's like once a week or just like
I want to say once maybe there's a certain
what's the expiration date on this?
Maybe there's certain stipulations I haven't read. The tag used to be in there, and I brought one.
Oh, that's what it is?
Yeah, and I told you.
Yeah.
Is it still in there?
Well, I don't know, but I used to look at that thing and go, why aren't we eating Domino's every day?
Well, I know. I brought it in because I bought 3 because I was trying to be nice to the kids. I was like, you know what? They support me. They come to my stuff. I'll support this. So I got 3 of them, and I've yet to use one. I got one for my house, one for work, and I think I sent my old lady with one to her work and said if anybody ever needs pizza. And I've never used them. I've not got one pizza out of this $60 thing. I'm such a sucker. This
I
is
feel
why
like it's a buy one, get one free.
It might be that.
But that's still a good deal.
Yeah, it might be that. Maybe it's just not, you call up and get a free pizza. Maybe you have to buy something. But it was a pretty good deal is whatever it was. Or maybe you can get like a $5 large. It was something weird. I don't know. But I've yet to use it. I'm a sucker. At least when I pay Wikipedia, I actually use Wikipedia. I feel like I get my money's worth there. I'm on Wikipedia every day.
What do you give Wikipedia?
Huh?
What do you give Wikipedia?
$3 a year typically.
Okay.
I do my part. But then also like, can you make a pledge every month? I'm like, no, I'm not giving you $3 every month, Wikipedia. Take your $3 and get away. Bub, anything else?
half court shots.
They're really cool when they go in. Sam, when they shoot half court shots at the end of games, do you ever think they're actually going in?
I mean, yeah, just watched the March Madness game where I thought one was going in.
I was going to say,
Andy.
I think I'm at the point where I think I start off believing they're all going in. And then as they track in the air, I'm like, nope, that one's way off. But like, I think in my mind, I'm like, oh, this one's going in every time. And then it rarely does, except if you're Kentucky and you get bailed out by Oway.
Have they become have we become desensitized to the half court shot?
No, they're still cool. I don't think we're desensitized to them. Like I still think it's really cool when they go in. Now I think people have gotten better at them. Like
that's
now
kind of what I meant.
Now when people are actually shooting them, like in the past you probably thought 0 chance that's going in. Oh my god! But like now, really starting with the Gordon Hayward Butler half quarter when it almost banked in, guys can just shoot so deep and like. They don't feel like heaves anymore. They feel like actual legit shots. Like Tyler Tanner's shot was not necessarily a jump shot, but like he had that lined up pretty good. And he kind of, flipped the wrist. It wasn't just a heave.
I think that's kind of what I was meaning. Maybe not desensitized, but like the era of shooting in basketball, like Steph Curry deep threes where like kids can basically just hit a half court shot, just like taking a jump shot and just putting a little bit more power into it.
I still think they're really cool. I do think they have a higher success rate, at least in my mind, and I'm less surprised when they go in, but I still pop every time. Hell, I even get excited when the fans hit them at halftime shows still. Like, that's still cool.
Now that, I think, is very exciting.
Yeah.
Like the video of that dude with the Heat way back in the day where he hit that half-court shot and LeBron, like, tackled him at half-court. I love that one.
Yeah. There's one, too, from back in the day. I've seen the footage, like those old Chicago Bulls and Jordan, like with a fan. Like, all of those. It doesn't matter. You hit a half-court shot, you win some money. I think that's cool. Hit a half-court shot to win the game, still think it's cool. Hell, even if you hit one at the end of the quarter, I still think it's cool. At least that's how I feel. How do you feel about it, Bubba?
Why? Like they're hurting their shooting percentages.
Not in the NBA anymore. They changed the rule. They don't give the end of quarter heaves. They just give it as a team attempt and not the player anymore to try to incentivize guys to shoot them because guys quit shooting them because of you.
Rewind.
Talking about the shooting
in college, it hurts their shooting percentages.
But you're right about that, though.
I don't want to see Ethan Berg try to shoot one.
Yeah. People quit doing it in the NBA, and they said we got to get it back because it is exciting when it goes in, and we want to see the end of quarter heaves. on the off chance it goes in. You see the one Jonathan Kuminga hit last week? He hit one basically from full court. It was like 74 feet. He hit one from like the other free throw line, but he was trying to pass the ball. He was trying to throw like a full court like heave, like alley-oop, and it just went in. And everyone's like, my God, how bad of a passer is Jonathan Kuminga? That was going to like not even be close to being to where he needed to throw it.
And he's an Atlanta Hawk?
He is an Atlanta Hawk. That's right. You can watch them on ESPN tonight.
Who do they play tonight?
The Pistons.
Oh, okay, I'm in. That's my team.
No Cade Cunningham, but the Pistons, I think, are 8-2 without Cade Cunningham this year.
He did what in this cup?
Huh?
I'm sorry.
Is that a Cade Cunningham reference?
No, the Piston Cup. He did what in this cup? The Detroit Pistons. They did what now? I'm sorry.
Last call on the other side. Stick with us. It's Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
Big Orange Country's home for sports. This is Fan Run Radio.
What's up, Fan Run Nation? This is Evan Rogers with ECR Total Landscapes. We're excited to continue our free stump grinding promotion with Fan Run Radio this year through March 31st. If you've got problem trees in your yard, give us a call and we'll come out and cut them down and grind the stumps for free when you mention you heard us right here on Fan Run Radio. Take it from Russ. We'll treat you right at ECR Total Landscapes.
That's right, Evan. I had the ECR team out to Stately Smith Manor last year, and they took down a bunch of trees for me and grinded the stumps for free. Now I don't have to worry about those trees falling on my house, and my yard looks much better. Do what I did. Call ECR Total Landscapes.
Thanks, Russ. Call us today and we'll come out and give you a free estimate. Our number is 865-384-2012. And our website is ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Barley's has live music on weekends, general team trivia on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., and now live sports trivia courtesy of the Knoxville Trivia Guys every Thursday night upstairs. The game starts at 7 p.m. and is free to play for everyone, so head on down to the Old City and show off your sports knowledge and win gift cards to Barley's. Use those gift cards to buy some delicious food and drinks, and you can take it all in with their wide selection of TVs and indoor projectors. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Hey Knoxville! Surfside iced tea and vodka, made with real brewed tea, is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, with no bubbles and no troubles. That's right, zero carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. Headed to a game day or party at a friend's house? Bring an iced tea or lemonade variety pack from Surfside, or try their green tea and new raspberry tea vodka. Find the can with the sunset stripes this season. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sunshine in a can. Must be 21 or older. Enjoy responsibly.
Are you ready for the start of a new season? Maybe looking for your team to go on a tournament run? Get game day ready with Crumble. Head on over to your nearest location and pick up 12 pre-selected cookies plus exclusive toppers. When you're looking for dessert options, there's no question about who you should call on. Our listeners already know. Last year, the Dubai chocolate was a home run, along with the brownie batter. Oreo crumb was another crowd favorite. What new flavor will set the standard this season? If you're in the Knoxville area, there are 3 locations ready to serve you: Clinton Highway, Parkside Drive, and Maryville. Download the Crumble app to build your best lineup and vote on the best combos. You can even put your bid in to request a new flavor. Order in the app and slide on over to your nearest location. Tell them Fan Run sent you, and as always, it's for the fans, by the fans. Don't miss the cookies.
I will say Matt Norlander, a reputable college basketball writer, he did come out an hour ago saying that sources close to Bill Self say that any imminent retirement talk is bad information and not on the table as of now. I don't know if that means like retirement's not on the table as of now or just like that it's happening like soon, but
yeah,
it says like the talk out there is bad information.
I feel like you'd have to think I feel like we kind of saw this with Texas A&M this year, how Buzz Williams got up and just left so late. Bucky McMillan was like their hire, but they kind of had to piece that roster together like 80% of the way through the transfer portal. So like for a program as serious as Kansas, like if you are going to move on from Bill Self, I feel like you're going to definitely want that next guy to get like the entire transfer portal cycle to go build a roster again.
Yeah, I mean, you would think so, because if you're going to go hire a coach, you're going to go hire, you would think, a big name, and you would not really give much of a coach of a like wiggle room leash. Like, it's the expectations have changed, across all sports, but basketball has always kind of been that way, especially at Blue Bloods. Like, hey man, go win. I don't care if you have to go get a bunch of 5-star freshmen. They can play basketball. Go win. You ain't got to build a roster of 90 people and have 60 of them be quality depth pieces. Nope. Go win. Take who you got, and if not, go find some people. Transfer portal, of course, just move that timeline up even further. I've talked about it before. Some of these like Twitter accounts that just repost the same videos all the time, same highlights, same games, and sometimes that's annoying. But every now and then it hits me just right. And like I came across like a video of the Sweet 16 game where Tennessee took down Ohio State to get to the team's the program's first ever Elite Eight. And I've watched it multiple times, and it gets me pretty damn fired up. And then I see Stephen Pearl, and I'm like, that's odd. That's weird. I'm pumped up for this weekend. I know we didn't talk about it much today, but the tournament starts back tomorrow. We got a good video on the Fan Run Podcast Network, or at least on the YouTube page for now. I'll get the podcast up later this week. But on the YouTube, I did a good video with Will Warren where we did about 35, 40 minutes of good Tennessee, Iowa State basketball talk. Go check out our YouTube page at Fan Run Sports. I've tweeted out the link as well. Give it a watch. There's some good conversation there. If you are hungry for Tennessee, Iowa State talk, that's about as good of talk as I think people will have in town this week. Will Warren, of course, knows his stuff, and I was locked in as well. We had a good 40-minute discussion on that. If you're desperate for Tennessee basketball coverage. How are you feeling here on this Wednesday about the game, Sam? What's your level of confidence Tennessee is going to win?
I feel like it's increasing a little bit for me as the week goes on. Maybe I'm just getting more and more excited for the game and ready for it all to come down if it does. But I came into this one like at the start of the tournament with a healthy Jefferson, thinking this was like a 2 out of 10 chance for beating Iowa State. With him hurt, it went to like a 4 out of 10. Now I'm maybe at like 4.5, creeping into like coin flip territory. Like, why not us? We can go do this thing.
Yeah, to me, it feels like if Jefferson is if Jefferson is out, or even if he plays and is hobbled, it feels to me like a 50-50 proposition at this point. Maybe that's being a little bit too optimistic, but I got it at 50-50. Talking with Will yesterday, he said that basketball insiders and people he's talked to give Jefferson like a 20-25% chance of playing. I know there's been talk out there that he's going to go, but like he says he's got it like 20 or 25% that he actually plays. Now, I've maintained I'd be shocked if they ruled him out before the tip-off. I think he'll be a game-time decision at the very least. Might even be a situation where he plays the first couple minutes and says, hey, I can't go. My ankle plays. Or maybe he goes out there and he toughs it out and he plays well. I don't know. We'll see. But that's kind of the latest there. Bubba, anything we missed so far today? I know you did a lot of headlines, so maybe you ran through all your stuff, but is there anything we need to hit?
One thing that I want to bring up is the House passed the Ali Revival Act. The bill's now headed to Senate, so this is for MMA.
Okay.
And just combat sports, to where they're trying to have one organization, the unified like boxing organization for this example, to where it'd just be like one promoter handles pretty much everything, and people like Dana White think it's good, which means people like me will say, oh, no, that's probably not good at all. And then it also begs the question of a potential monopoly. and more fighter pay for promoters versus the athletes and the fighters themselves.
I never know when the hell monopolies are good or bad, or when they allow them. Feels like the NFL is a monopoly in a way. I mean, I know there's another league, but
is this saying it's getting rid of like the state commissions? Like this fight is sanctioned under Nevada State, blah, 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 blah. And then there's just like one massive.
I don't know what Bubba's reading. I'm just saying I don't really know what monopolies are. I know that like me saying that there's another league compared to the NFL is
in a way it does say it. So
the
it
idea
would allow
of
them to
monopoly,
have, instead of just state specific judges, they can have just judges and officials for everything, you know?
I feel like I've seen this in some fights where like certain states are just, you get kind of different judges almost in different states in terms of like what they're looking for,
Sure.
how they judge a fight, where like
Maybe that's why they want to pass this,
Yeah, maybe
because
if you
they would
get
allow
this-
them to go into states that
I
don't.
thought your UFC news was going to be Colby Covington saying he's retiring from
I didn't
politics.
know if that was too political or not, you know?
Yeah. Well, no, he just says he's retiring from politics. He says he's not talking about it anymore. Like he made his whole name off politics, but I think he's been so hurt that he didn't get put on the White House card. That now he feels like abandoned and led astray and used up and spit out. He said he just he'd fight anybody for a chance to fight the White House in front of his hero. But like 2 weeks later, he's now saying he's done with politics altogether.
I feel like that should just be him like saying he's retiring.
He said, I just want to promote Great American Beer and some other like thing he had on. That's all I want to do is I want to work with them. I was like, hell yeah, brother. The Hulkster would be proud. But no more politics. All right, good job by you guys today. We get closer and closer to getting back to actual basketball. I'm excited for the tournament to start back tomorrow. We'll talk about it. The Tony Basilio Show coming up next. Stay locked in on Fan Run Radio.
Take Fan Run Radio with you on the all-new Fan Run app. Just search for Fan Run Radio wherever you download your apps.
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game. Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their